Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to today, the penultimate episode of Wizards and Wardrobes. Hee 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 hee. Tee hee hee tee hee tee hee. No plans up my sleeve whatsoever. I'm playing. I've got no diabolical plans on an envelope. This is all good. Everything's gonna be fine. Before we get into everything, oh hi everyone in chat, by the way. I see you, Nergabert, Cleric Accord, Sweet Chargans, Justin I saw earlier, Ryomasa? Oh, Ryomasa, don't recognise that name. Welcome. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're back, welcome back. And Mal Vade. Welcome all of you. Let's throw out our social links. So here are our Discord, Twitter and YouTube. Discord for the inclusive, safe community where you can come and talk about TTRPGs and other things. Twitter, send me a DM and I'll get you a game. At the moment, I think I've just about filled Christmas. Yes, I've filled the 40 games at Christmas, and I'm now looking at the January season. But I'm on a little bit of a hold there, so if you send me a message and I don't reply straight away, don't worry, I will get back to you. It's just I'm currently sorting out now organising those 40 games, which is possibly just as much work as actually scheduling it. So don't worry, we'll get you there. And lastly, we have YouTube. If you want to go and catch up on the rest of the thing. Mal, you're perfectly good enough. Mal Dale, we love you. What else have we got? We've got a Patreon. Guys, go and check out the Patreon. That's not how you spell Patreon. There is free stuff over there. We do free articles, free a month, about TTRPGs. There's also exclusive content over there. You can go and get some of my voice lines. I also do a workout journal, which I really need to go do another thing of because. But also when you subscribe on Patreon, you can also click the second link and have notifications appear, just like subscriptions. So please do that. Also, hey Spud. What else have we got? We've also got merchandise. Go and check out the merchandise. I haven't checked my email yet. I don't think there's any special codes for it today, but the merchandise is very, very high quality. I'm wearing some right now. And it's super cool, super comfy. Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe there is a thing today. Yeah, we've still got Stocking 25. Use the code Stocking25 for 25% off across the Redbubble website on all their merch. So check that out too. I know it's the build up to Christmas, but the build up to Christmas, help me. What else do we have? Patreon merch. We also have sponsors. Check out Bird in the Storm Publishing. They'll be creating some content for us next month. If you were drunk at PAX, you may have heard Tool School talking about one of these projects. Very, very exciting, apparently. Oh, Tater, thank you so much for your $15 Patreon for 5 months in a row. Thank you so much. You can bring that into play. $10 of that you can bring into play today in the session. So, and lastly, we have Mayhem Press. Mayhem Press, who we sometimes dip into their content on this show as well. Mostly, you can see their Dark Matter 5e Space expansion on Thursdays at 1 PM with Alice, who runs Argo 37, which is a timey-wimey campaign which she somehow keeps track of. God knows how. It's a wild ride. And you can see the interview yesterday where we talked about the way she uses social manipulation and other things to create her awesome games. It's a ride. It's a real ride. Lastly, we have a tweet. Check out the tweet. Every 10 retweets gets us a Wild Magic Surge, so please go and retweet. Let all your friends know about the game. Get them to come and watch with us. There we go. Yeah, Maladel, we'll talk soon. We will talk soon. Hey, Toxic Joe. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. This week we are missing Charlie and Stuart. They are both away. Charlie is returning from PAX. As you can imagine, now you Americans out there, you might be thinking, returning from PAX? But PAX is at the weekend. It's like Tuesday. What the hell's going on? Remember, she's traveling all the way back to the UK. And not only does that mean planes, it means taking trains and buses. And if there's one thing the UK is really good at, it's train and bus delays. Yeah, she's a thing. I heard like 8,000 people talk about Scraticus at PAX. You're gonna make me cry. Let's go around and say hello to everyone else. Charlie's on her way back from PAX. Stuart unfortunately can't be with us this week. This was planned. His character is being executed this week. So don't have to worry about that. Let's go around and say hello to everyone else. Let's start with Chorus on my right. Oh, hi, Chorus.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Who are you playing today?
I guess I'll have to find out, but I'm playing Red Leaf.
Okay, cool. Next around, let's go to Rachel. Oh, hi, Rachel.
Oh, hi. Yeah, it's me. It's Rachel. I am playing Tazil, the Asthma Warlock. Almost a cleric there. God, no. And there is going to be no execution today. Schematics.
Lastly, Tahina.
Hey everyone, I'm Tahina. I play Faja Flamemane, the daughter of the desert and secrets. Because she has now reconciled with her father. And last week I could not be here because of work stuff coming up. But I hear Faja spent her time as a working mom, exiting the Firebird baby and going to the Glassblowers Guild. So I'm very excited to see what the others are going to tell her. What happened last time. And no executions.
I have a feeling. Now, I was going to do a bit of a recap, but it's Tuesday night in the game. The execution's on Thursday. I think the ideal place to meet up would be if we head back to the pub and we recap by Redleaf and Tazil filling Fauja in on what happened.
I'm great at this.
Because it worked so great for Rapture.
That was the best recap I've ever heard in my life, ever. So, who's going to be there first? I reckon Fauja would probably be there first. Fauja, if you went across to the Glassblowers Guild, let's say you had a good day making glass. The guy was just glad to have you back, despite the fact that you disappeared randomly. You're his best glassblower, and you can do a week's worth of work in about 4 hours. So, he was very, very happy to have you back.
Did he let me do the mural?
Yeah, he let you do the mural. Not only did he let you do the mural, he kept fetching you tea and stuff, and being really, really nice to you, hoping that you wouldn't flake on him again.
Okay, so she would do her best and use magic in order to decorate the wall, and she would also she has the egg with her, and it might be that at the end of the day the egg looks more like a Fabergé. Because he keeps randomly decorating the bucket and the egg, so which is very fire resistant because of the firebird inside. So she keeps the egg warm, Dave.
So you get back to the pub. Let's say there's no one there. There's 3 people locked up in the basement, and the ogre is sitting by the fire. Wave.
Oh, we gave the basement people back, didn't we?
You gave one of them back, didn't you?
I thought we returned our used library books.
We didn't have a scene for that.
Oh, we didn't.
You just agreed to return the other 2, right?
Yes.
So Faja would make her rounds, basically. She would feed the ogre and leave the egg with him for a while, and then she would feed the prisoners, she would water the tree, and have a nice little chat with the tree. Because in her mind, that's the one ruling the place for real, right? So,
Fauja, as you water the tree, you can feel it reach out to you.
I'm open to chat and communicate.
All you can hear at the moment is winds rustling. Don't you have talk with plants?
I have talk with plants. I would cast it on myself then. Communicate with plants.
As soon as you cast it, it's roaring at you. Leave! Leave! Danger! Leave!
Oh my god! What is going on? What's coming?
Danger!
I grabbed the egg and I tried to get the ogre. Where'd you go?
Tazil and Redleaf, you enter the pub.
I probably look a bit stressed.
There is danger!
You're stressed. What?
Everyone, the tree just warned me. We have to run.
What?
There is danger. The tree just warned me.
Did it say anything else?
Any specifics?
Danger! Let's get away from whatever's going on.
I look outside to see if anything's coming, anything's going on out of the ordinary.
No, the street looks normal, quiet. Quite quiet, but it is nighttime on a Tuesday. Everyone's probably getting into bed.
Faja has a bucket under her arm and she's pushing the ogre, trying to get him out of his chair.
Right. Well, you guys, I suppose, move the ogre. I need to go grab some things. If this is, I mean, Faja, I trust you. You can speak to trees. I understand this, and I need to grab some stuff. I have no idea what's going on.
There is a warehouse where Dave and I slept the first night. Let's go there. And she's...
All right. Well, I'm gonna dash upstairs, grab.
The regular walks into the bar. The old man who's always sitting in the corner. He hobbles in with his cane.
Did we establish this was the archfey? He said at some point he was the old man.
If you're misremembering all of you...
Yeah.
There was an arcane lock, right? How can you get in?
Roll me a history check.
There was also arcane lock.
There was also arcane lock.
Okay, history check
Right,
it
he's
is.
knocking on the door then.
Okay.
Okay.
Bada bing.
We're closed.
Is that something that Faja can remember? Should I roll as well? Or
This is just
because I was not
Any
there?
of you could remember this.
Alright then, let's try to remember.
Wow, 3.
Wow, you don't remember your own
13.
regulars.
Look, I've got to plan for a date.
How rude. Redleaf, you will remember the old man being in the pub when you all entered the Feywild for the first time, and the secret appeared. As you were leaving, entering the Feywild in the portal just behind you, you saw the secret and the old man leave the pub together. Out of player knowledge, out of character knowledge, they had a brief discussion, where the secret told him, "Well done."
No, we heard that, I think.
Oh yeah,
Somebody did.
yeah, that's true.
Somebody did.
And I literally did it right at the end of the episode after you'd all gone through the portal.
I'm gonna sigh. I'm gonna open up the door. You, what do you want?
Pint. Bitter. He starts walking in, hobbling.
There's danger! You should not come
in. The door
in!
is like kind of open, but I'm like standing in the way.
No.
It's like we're closed.
Pint of bitter. We've been closed all week.
Well, we're gonna keep being closed until we have some issues.
I call down the stairs. That's the idea of renovations, darling.
See, exactly. So you're gonna have to find somewhere else, and you and me need to talk real quick. And she's gonna step out of the inn and just close the door. You were in the pub before, when the whole tree thing happened.
I'm always in the pub unless you chuck me out for bloody renovations.
You know something.
I know I want a pint.
I want to get a read on this guy. Does he seem like he's trying to avoid the question?
Oh, give me an insight check.
Okay, I'm not very good at this. Oh, no, I can't read him.
He's just a bumbling old fool.
Okay, well, I saw you leave with someone we know. Rather, kind of an older elfin man. Doesn't really talk much.
Yes, he gave me a pint, took me to the next pub down the road. They don't clean their ale very well, but it was reasonable.
How do you know him?
I don't really know him as well as I know you. Passing.
Did he ask you to do anything?
No. This man is lying to you.
Actually, look, we're not open right now, but if you come with me around the building to the back, I can go into the kitchen and sneak you a beer. Is that fine?
Suppose I could bum a beer. I'm a paying customer, you know.
Mm-hmm. And Redleaf is going to lead him into the alleyway between the two buildings. And once we're like a little bit away from the street, she's gonna immediately grab him, slam him against the wall, and draw a knife and put it at his throat. Be like, sorry, but I've had enough bullshit for 1 week. What do you know? Uh-oh. DM's reading something which is not good.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, sure.
He lets you grab him.
What's the meaning of this?
Who are you? You've never told us your name, and I think an introduction would be rather nice right now. I'm Redleaf. How are you?
My name's Bentley.
All right, Bentley. This blade right here is called September, right? And it loves doing its job, and I don't want it to do its job. Do you want it to do its job?
I don't understand why you're threatening me. I just want a beer.
Because I just had a crazy desert druid tell me that a tree told her we're in danger, and then you show up. So, again, what are you doing here? What do you know? And can we cut the bullshit, please?
Let's pan
Or-
across to Falja and to Zio.
The tree was so upset. It couldn't even tell me what was going on. It was just yelling at me, even when I asked, and now we have to go.
So I've probably just like finished bumbling down the stairs, having just crammed some of my brother's favorite books and a few like personal things left over from our mothers, just in case. Because right now I'm just like reacting to anything because I'm in a bit of a weird state. All right, and the tree just said danger.
Yes, and that we should run.
Run. This doesn't make any sense. Is Blue Tongue onto us? Is he attacking the tavern?
They were so specific to danger and run, but I'm assuming running now is a good idea. Let's get away from here.
All right, well, let's get the ogre outside the pub and just stand outside and see what happens.
Let's
Then at
go
least we're
away.
outside the tavern.
I would like to take the ogre and the egg to that warehouse where
Right.
I left it with Dave.
I
But you
want
can
to
stay
keep
here
an eye on
and
the tavern
observe.
at least. I want to be able to see it, see what happens.
Yeah. We have to bring the elderly and the vulnerable little one into safety, okay?
Yes, I agree. What about the 3 hostages? If I don't have the 3 hostages to give to Jarlaxle, God knows what he'll do to Rapture.
Oh, you're right. Maybe we should
Can you
take them
handle?
with us?
Can you handle the ogre and the egg?
Yeah,
I hope to
I
save
can.
spell slots. Okay.
Excuse me, I say to you, ogre. Would you terribly mind if I would transform you into something a bit more spry?
You can transform me if you wish, I suppose.
I'm going just to transform you till we arrive in a safe place, okay? and I'm going to touch the ogre, and I cast polymorph on him. And I transform him into one of those little what could I transform him into? I'm going to transform him into a scorpion because I want him to be able to defend himself in case someone tries to harm him in this form. So
Yeah, you can see the scorpion's back 2 legs drag.
I will
The
say,
rest.
if you don't mind, and I put the scorpion on top of the egg into the bucket, and I hold the bucket, and then I towards the door. Are you taking care of the prisoners? Or should I
Yes.
help you with one of those as well?
I'll start moving them out. I'm going to take them out the back, though. Obviously, dragging Drow onto the front over the front doorstep probably wouldn't look good.
Would you like me to go through the back door and make sure that there is nothing waiting for you?
Yes, that could be good. I'm going to start dragging the first one up.
So I'm going to wrap one of my scarves around the bucket so the egg and the ogre scorpion are secure, and I fashion it into some sling so I can wear it and have my hands free and can wield my staff. And I go to the back entrance and open it, and then I look first left and right, make sure that no one's waiting for us in ambush. And I would like to use one of my advantages in order to make sure that I actually spot anyone in case there is someone
Of course you can.
to see. So that's a 24.
On a 24, as you look up and down, you can see no one. Not even Redleaf, who recently left this door to speak to a regular.
Oh, maybe he's out front at the street. Well, I secured the back entrance for Tezzy.
Nice start dragging Drow.
You can. I'm gonna give this to you as a free action. I don't want to spend too much time messing around with
Yeah.
the drow. So you can drag them around.
They're
do whatever you like with
gagged
them.
and their hands are tied, I believe. But yeah, we're just moving them out to the back alley so they're outside the tavern.
I'm in the back alley though.
So you open up the back alley door and you'll see Redleaf just having a discussion. Unless you would like a moment to make a stealth roll when the door opens.
No? No?
Tazil, you see Redleaf holding one of your regulars, holding a knife. And what was the other magic item you had, sorry?
I just had a knife.
Just a knife, yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Say hi. And she's gonna like dig the tip just slightly in.
Hey,
into
hey,
the
hey,
skin.
hey, hey.
Help!
All right, who is he and what's going on here?
Well,
I mean,
he
I know
was-
who he is. He's always here, but why?
Well, he was here when the tree opened up, and I'm pretty sure he knows the secret. And he was just about to tell me how he knows the secret, weren't you, dear?
All right, well, carry on as you were, and so will I. And I just carry on dragging bodies.
All right, have fun.
You too.
And as soon like just smiling until she leaves, and then just turns around, and is like, "How do you know the secret? I swear I will gut you here. I'm not in the mood."
Tazzy, what's your passive perception?
It's not great. Actually, it's not awful. I think it's 12.
Would you like to make me a perception check as you entered the alleyway?
I mean, I can.
Remember, you have tons of things to use.
I don't have as many as everyone else because I've been spending a lot of them. I don't like to have more bad things than good things. So, however, oh yeah, I'm just gonna.
Well, I'll impose disadvantage on if you don't want to use an advantage.
Wow, that's mean. Okay, fine, I'll use an advantage then.
No, too late. Too late. You had your chance.
Well, I'll use an advantage to make it a normal roll.
No, too late.
Dang it! Fine. Alas.
On a 5, you don't see anything. Nothing out of the ordinary here at all.
All right.
Look, I don't know who this secret chap is you're talking about.
He's lying.
I'm simply here for a beer. Nice.
if he had a throne.
You can have free beer if you tell him what's going on.
You're not here. Shut up.
I am. I'm putting a body in the alley before I go back for the next one.
I'm gonna look just to the sides, look around, see if he's got any friends nearby that's watching us.
Make me a perception check.
Okay. This is the one thing I'm good at. God damn it.
On a 13, no.
Damn it. I've got a 10 in perception. Okay. So I'm just gonna look at him. And I'm just gonna like dig the point of the knife just slightly just deeper. Not enough to like pierce, but enough to like draw blood and make it hurt. I said, darling, cut the bullshit, please. You know, and you're here for a reason, and it's not here for a drink.
You feel a similar pressure on the back of your neck.
Shit.
3 points.
Invisibility?
No, that's not it.
Then what am I looking at here? Oh, so this hurts a lot.
Yeah. Take the knife away from me, and those knives will come away from you.
Spellcaster?
Nope.
Just gonna like withdraw the blade slowly.
The points
And just-
also come away slowly.
Can I look around, or am I gonna get my throat slit?
You can look around, yeah.
Just gonna turn, just half looking at him, half looking behind her.
3 daggers float in the air, poised at your neck.
Is this something of yours, or are these a couple of friends?
He tries to slip your guard. Let's have athletics or acrobatics versus his acrobatics.
Okay, acrobatics, come on. And you know what? What? You know what? I'm also gonna use a nat 20.
What is your strength?
My acrobatics is... What the fuck? He's 11? Oh god, it'd be a 29. Fuck.
Using your nat 20, you are sure you've got hold of him. In fact, you pull away nothing except a small piece of cloth
Hey!
as he cartwheels away from you and disappears.
Hey! And she's gonna like start throwing blades like as soon as he moves like out of her grasp. Like before he can fully move away. Is that pop?
With a flourish, the 3 daggers fly around, catching the blade, and disappear up the wall.
What? Tazzy! We need to go!
I'm not done!
I just got styled on? I think that's the term.
What? I've never heard that term in my life.
I know, I just made it up.
Well, that's confusing everyone.
Well, you know what? The old man ran,
Help me with this body.
Oh, God. Why'd you knock them out? Just let them go.
I did. They were already. They're tied up. If something ridiculous happens to this bloody tavern and we lose our
and
bloody
she's just
prisoners,
gonna like stomp over and like start cutting the dude's bonds. It's like, here you go. All right,
No,
off you go.
We need to trade them for. Oh.
On the floor, you can see what looks like an arc of a really large circle at the edge of the alley. It looks as though it's a circle that would cover the entire pub as it begins glowing, first orange, then fades to green, then fades to blue.
Let's just go.
Does anyone tell Falja?
I thought she's already out.
Yeah, I was waiting out for Tazi.
Yeah.
We're the ones
In the
taking
back alley.
forever.
In the back alley?
Is
Okay.
everybody else out of the pub?
There's
Or
no
did
one
she
else
just
in
bring
there.
one person? Alright.
Because she told me she would bring the drow to the back door, so
What about the
Forja
tree,
went to the back
Falja?
door. He told me to run, right? And I can't carry the tree.
Is it too late to Is it too late to say amongst the the personal items I took out was a little snapped off cutting of the tree?
Yeah, I just want
Yes,
to.
but you can run in and get a cutting of the tree now if you want.
Can I quickly have a
Yeah!
scene?
of course
While
you
I
have a
was
scene.
waiting, she was standing there looking at her egg, and then it's like, if I were to die, I would wish someone would take the egg away, right? And save at least the egg. So she would go back to the tree and look if there is a sapling or something, like a little sprout.
I mean, I was just going to take a cutting.
So,
And she's
okay,
going to take that and
no,
put
this
it
is-
beside this scorpion.
this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. So, Falja, you get outside and you realise, hang on a minute, if we're in danger, the tree might be in danger, and you do exactly that. You head back inside. Redleaf and Tazeel, as this arc appears around the thing, you begin to run, but you look around, Falja's nowhere to be seen. Falja, you are currently inside fetching that sapling. You have no idea about the circle.
Okay.
Gust, Tazzy, go.
Tazi's not
Okay.
going to leave. She
It's-
can't. No,
I'll
can't
watch them
die.
go.
No, I can't. I'm also gonna check Falja's one inside.
Okay, Gust, go. Go. Fauja's inside.
And like he starts walking in with like his hands in his pockets,
Run, you.
runs in, hands flapping.
Falja,
Run,
get out!
he runs in very quickly, sees Falja near the tree, and just says,
Hi, Gust. There is a danger ahead. We need to go quickly. Let me just get the child, the tree's child.
he runs back outside to Redleaf.
No, before he does that, I am telepathically linked to my familiar. As he's running, I'm just like, no, fly, because the end's about to explode or be hit by a spell. Just get her out of there. Go.
So now he just comes across, he just takes Falja mid-sapling cutting and just starts lifting you. Like,
Me?
trying to carry you away. Like something from, I don't know, the Wizards of Oz, you know?
So Forja having the bucket under one arm, grabbing the sapling and getting it out, and then to gently say, sorry. Put it beside the scorpion and the egg into the bucket and starts running.
So you see Falja appear from the alleyway. Gus is like just pulling her like collar up. He's trying to carry her, but not doing very well.
I'm probably gonna grab her and
She has
like.
an egg
try
and a sapling, and at this moment, everything becomes fire. Falja, can you please make me a dexterity check or athletics check to try and escape as suddenly a pillar of fire just appears from the ground upwards?
I'm not concerned about it because I'm immune to fire, so I try to shield the egg, the sapling, and the scorpion with my body. So, but I can do a dexterity save. I think I'm going to use one of my advantages for that because I'm really not good at dexterity. 19.
You keep everything safe with this. However, this is no normal fire.
Okay.
This is a magical fire.
Okay.
And at the same time as burning you, it also makes you feel cold.
Oh. Something is wrong with this fire. She's complaining as she's trying to tumble out of it.
And as the runes slowly change from orange to blue, you can see things on the inside beginning to freeze up.
Oh. I heard of frostburn because I heard one of the tavern patrons talk about it, but this is just ridiculous, right?
So Scrat. So just so we're clear. So it was fire and then it's cold now.
Fire first, then changing to ice.
Okay, so would you say that this is frost from fire?
Yes, I would say this is frost from fire. Yeah.
Good, excellent.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
You are immune to the 3d8 fire damage, Tahina. Falja, well done. However, you are not immune to the 3d8 cold damage. Please take 19 cold damage.
Ouch.
As you escape the pillar of ice. As you escape, next lightning arcs down in several places, catching the rubble of the inn. Then more fire, more ice, more lightning, until all that is left is a smouldering circle on the ground.
I am very sorry.
Right. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine. You're fine. I'm fine. We're fine.
Did you kept all your gold and stuff in a bank, right?
I told you I went to get personal things. I grabbed the most important things. It's fine. Besides, I always keep my gold on me, Redleaf. Anyway.
It's like,
What the fuck?
Did
Tahina.
you get the chest of gold that I got?
Farja has the
I
exact
thought my
same
brother
expression
had
that
that.
I just had. This.
Tahina,
Oh,
please
God,
roll me
I'm
5
broke.
while magic surges.
5?
Tazeel, would you please roll me 2? Yeah, that's 3 from last week.
Oh my
But you
god.
spent all of your time in the pub. So.
Is it roll
Is it
610?
Yeah, 614 actually. I'm still yet to
Ah.
update it.
First,
So
my
I've got 2 of
apartment,
those.
and now this.
2 of those, yep.
This wasn't just an apartment.
Well, just you know what I mean.
Okay.
And now we're both broke. So
Oh, I won't be broke for long.
My condolences. I'm so sorry for the loss of your
Oh.
friend and roof mistress.
Do you know what? No, you're having it. 79, you are now resistant to cold damage. So you can halve the damage that you had earlier. You only took 9 damage.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
That's a wild magic surge coming into favor if we've ever seen one. We've got to take advantage of it. Interesting. I'm gonna DM you that one. I'd like it to happen, but I don't know how to address it without being too private. But I think the sensations that it may create would be interesting. But if you want to re-roll it, you can.
Okay. Farja is going to start yelling and hit her body and tries to. She puts the bucket carefully at the side, all the way cursing plus in primordial. And then she is.
Are you still on fire?
Then she is holding her burning hand into her pants.
As Falja does this, she grows 1 size larger.
What? Am I now? What is it then? Large?
I guess you're now a fire giant.
I mean, that's pretty badass.
That is really cool. Yeah.
giants are huge, not large.
You should totally go on the date with Jarlaxle instead. That'd be great.
But you know what? These changes are really, really good for you. They're you know, despite the, I don't know, itching sensation, the painful itching sensation. That's the next wild magic surge.
Wait, what?
You have painful itches.
Okay. Great. So she's standing there,
So
burning
starting-
the ants in her pants.
What kind of spell is this?
What the hell?
Lastly, you feel compelled to say mana mana.
Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Mana-mana. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I think I'm
Mana-mana.
hallucinating.
So, okay, excellent. Perfect. The important thing was how many people joined in. One person joined in. So your right arm becomes that of a puppet's arm.
Oh.
This is why we love the tavern. It's all gone.
Okay.
Listen, Potato, I had no idea that would happen. You can't expect me not to sing along to that.
You're all mad.
This is quite a show, everyone. This large, half elemental.
You guys can just be there singing and dancing with the giant fire giant. I'm just gonna like be in my knees in the ashes, just like
Half Muppet,
This is not
half
the time.
giant.
what?
It makes you feel quite sick, Tazzy. It really gives you
Yeah.
that deep down sick feeling, like you genuinely feel like you're gonna throw up as you see this.
She probably does. It's probably that stressful.
Perfect, that fits with the wild magic side. Just throw up everywhere.
Alright, what am I regurgitating? That's the question.
Just regular poop.
Okay, it's just normal. Bad day.
Re-roll the last one, please. It's too close to the end to use that.
Okay.
482, the target is abducted to create a phylactery. Too close to the end.
Well, I mean, I need a phylactery.
No.
Rolls
You
a
don't.
phylactery.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm just wasting you guys' time. You've only got 2 hours left now to create a plan to
Oh, I
save
rolled
your
the dice!
raptor.
I'm waiting to see what this other terrible thing is.
You are also resistant to cold damage.
Oh, excellent. Take us to this warehouse. There's no point staying here any longer.
In all the excitement, it would seem the 2 prisoners are missing.
Well,
They're all
of
bound
course-
up. What are you talking about?
Well, of course they're fucking.
I'm not saying they ran.
Well, you know, whoever did this did it full well knowing that they would
I'm
fry
gonna
these
look
guys.
around for the
I didn't even
prisoners.
fucking care.
I'm gonna look around for them. Do I see any tracks or anything?
Roll me a survival.
Damn it! I've got like 2. 11.
You can see only one footprint, which looks like it was made from a soft leather boot.
I
Doesn't
look
look
up.
like the sort of boots that they were wearing. Doesn't look like the sort of boots that any of you were wearing.
Do I know which direction that boot is heading?
No, it's just one boot print in the sand.
I'm gonna look around, see if there's anybody watching us from the rooftops, from the street, anything that seems out of the ordinary.
As you look down the street, you can see Golden Company marching down the street.
Guys, we gotta go. We're leaving now. Thousand.
How are we gonna it is
Alright, I know you can turn invisible, can't you?
yeah.
Faucher, what about you? Can you go unseen?
She's still trying to get the fire ants out of her underwear while
All right.
everything's itching, so no.
Into
I don't think so.
into alley, I'm gonna drag Faucher and like motion to try and get into an alleyway, just like
Did you say back into the alleyway?
no, not back into
I was gonna say,
another one.
Without a building, it's just the side of a house.
Some ash, really.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna yank Faucher and like come on, we need to find something to hide, then we can disguise or anything, and then we leave.
I would like to cast Cure Wounds Nessa Restoration on myself in order to get rid of the itching.
That
and be a
will-
functional half elemental again.
that will be enough. Yep, you can see a line of fire ants march down your leg and vacate the premises.
Yay!
What a weird spell.
We really have to talk to your brother about spelling this place because this is not okay.
Well, I think it's a bit late for that now.
There is no place to put spells on.
Oh, by the way, where is Rapture? And where's Dave?
He's been...
There's not enough time. The Golden Company are coming. We need to get to this warehouse first. Come on.
You two go on ahead. I'll distract them.
Fine. You know what? Fine. I'm not even going to argue. We're just going. We're going. Fauja, please show the way.
And
Okay.
while we're in this spot, Relief is gonna hide. It's gonna cast Silent image into the place where they were, of this kind of shadowy, cloaked, thief-looking figure, and it's going to have them scale up the side of the roof and start darting up across the rooftops,
You do that.
just to distract the Golden Company in case they come over here.
The Golden Company, seeing this as they approach, they send 2 men up the building to go and chase this person. They begin climbing. The rest just form a perimeter around the ashes of what was the Fate Patron.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to... Redleaf is going to try to follow where Taziel went, but keeping quiet out of sight, darting in between looks around, like...
Did you
Like-
cast invisibility?
No.
Can you please roll me a stealth check?
Yes, please. And I'll use one of my advantages for this.
Yes, of course.
19. I'm rolling like butt
19's not
today.
bad, that's good enough. You can duck into the alley on that.
Okay. I'm just gonna follow after.
As we're going, I want to put my disguise hat on Fauja. In case you need it.
I could also transform into some dog or a horse or something.
Oh, well, I mean, in that case, I take the hat back and put it on my head.
Okay, I transform into, I don't know, some horse, draft horse maybe, because I saw them in the docks, pulling carts and stuff.
And I will change to look like some generic trader, merchant, not like between, I guess, the working middle class, like the kind of person who'd come to the city for trade and stuff.
Okay.
I nudge Tazzy and make this motion of like, sit on my back.
Okay, this is novel. I haven't done a lot of horse riding. You're gonna have to take the reins, so to speak. I awkwardly ride the horse. That is Fauja.
You ride your friend back to the warehouse.
Yes. Is the horse like Rapidash? Does it have like a flaming mane?
Like a nightmare. Which would be totally inconspicuous. No,
We'll save that. We'll save that.
it just looks like one of those Frisian horses. This tall black horse with a long
Look up my horse.
curly
My
mane.
horse is amazing.
And
Do you
feathers.
lick the horse? That's the question. Do you lick the horse?
I don't lick the horse.
Thank you. So, Faja is clopping back to the warehouse where she had spent, I think, 2 nights in the city with Dave.
Yep, down by the docks, you head down head down that way, and soon you can hear the noise of gulls.
Well, this is familiar. Looks like I live here again now. Great.
She knows and looks over her shoulder.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just not the most scenic part of Waterdeep. I'm talking to my horse, aren't I? Yeah.
You find the warehouse. You can get there easily, all three of you.
Okay. So I bring her.
It's very late at night at this point.
So, Tazu, we can look on the bright side of this. New start. I hear that there's a nice little place called Sigil we could check out.
I'm getting Rapture back. Relief.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that maybe the inn was too much of a place to be tied down, and maybe we need to think about other locations. I mean, Neverwinter, I hear, is nice during one week in spring.
Well, it probably would be if there wasn't about to be a war declared between Neverwinter and
Oh yeah,
Waterdeep.
yeah.
Have you gone into the warehouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can dehorse yourself now if you like.
Yeah. I will do that. And I say, what happened with the parlay, with your conversation? Are we all good? Does he know that he is controlled by a demon? Is he against it? Is he going to help us?
I think he's arrogant enough to believe he has it under control. However,
Tess has got a date?
What?
yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, I do. He also has.
Aren't you
Rapture.
late for that though?
Yeah, was that this evening? Because if it's really late, that's.
It's getting to about 11 p.m. Yeah, you should probably head back to his ship about now.
Okay, cool. Well, okay. If I'd known that it was going to be that soon, I thought we were way earlier than this. Then she would have been getting changed earlier, but...
Okay, we can totally redactively do that. You could have been...
Okay,
whilst
I didn't
you're
realise
speaking
how
to
late it
Falger,
was.
You could have been getting changed.
Okay, well, she's...
I mean, you look nice.
Are you... do you want to marry him?
No.
But
No.
you're going to let him roll you.
It's a date, not a ceremony.
Yeah, these things don't progress that quickly. I don't know how it works in the desert, but if there's any chance I can use this to help Rapture, then I will. And, I mean, it's all in the name of winning him over to our side, isn't it? I guess, even though it was probably him who just fucking blew
Would
up
you
my-
like some backup? I could turn... You always have a snake with you. I could
do.
turn into a snake and wrap myself around you and help you.
That's true. I mean, if you wish to be...
I mean, don't.
I feel
That's-
that
That's
there'll
two
be a
snakes for the price of one.
It is. You don't think he'll have some way of dispelling magic?
Oh,
As I arrive.
he probably will.
He will know. He'll know.
It's not really magic. It's an innate ability that I have because I'm the daughter of the desert.
It's magic.
Yeah.
It's a wild shape.
At the end of the day,
Not a magic shape.
It's still dispellable. I think.
I don't think so.
at the end of the day, the situation is still salvageable. Because, like, he's a businessman. If we still have a chance to convince him that there's a better way. And I think we can still win him over. I mean, he seems quite keen to turn on Blue Tongue himself. I think we can persuade him to
I
proceed
think
with
the
that.
fate port is definitely something we need to hammer home.
Yes.
You know, at the end of the day, does it really matter? I mean, we can use him to get to Blue
That's the
Tongue
thing.
and then
Jarlaxle
cut him
doesn't
down.
matter. Jarlaxle doesn't matter. What matters is Blue Tongue.
That's
And if we
the
can
demon, right?
Yes, if we can add Jarlaxle to our ranks against Blue Tongue, that's fine. We can deal with him afterwards. But that's another point. We are late.
I
And
don't
need to get...
think we have the capability to deal with Jarlaxle.
That's why I'm going to avoid it if at all possible. That's why it's better to have Jarlaxle think we're on his side.
We just need the demon.
Exactly.
order to
The
deal
demon is all we care about. If Jarlaxle stands between us and the demon, that's a problem. But if Jarlaxle can be convinced to turn on the demon, to free himself from control, which I know he is interested in, then we might have more of a chance against Blue Tongue.
Hmm.
Does that
So
make sense?
So you have a plan to use, I don't know, to convince him over dinner?
I mean, we got some way along
Like
this
a
path.
diplomatic mission.
It's a diplomatic mission, yes. I'm going to try and restrain myself. But I need to. I'm also going to see what he's done to Ratcha. I need to see Ratcha.
Also, you might want to
Yes,
check with
Rapture?
him to see if he blew up the inn. I don't think it was him. Maybe.
Wait, what? He has rapture? Why does he have rapture?
I tell you what. If you turn into a horse again and we go back to the docks, then I can tell you on the way. But I don't particularly want to be late and piss him off.
We are at the docks. The warehouse is at the docks because
True,
that's
but we
where
need to get to the ship.
I can only do either a horse or a snake.
Well then, Fausha, how about you escort me?
I can.
I'll be nearby. I don't think it would be a good idea for me to come to the ship with you, but I'll stay near the ships and try to keep an eye out. And if there's any hubbub on the ship, I'll come running.
That's
I just remembered I can transform others and myself with different means now. So I could turn it into a horse with polymorph and then do the white shape later, in case you need.
It might be.
Right
I
there?
don't know if it's best if you became a form. I don't know, a bird of some sort. It might be a better watcher. Because I worry that if I take you inside somewhere,
I can
it might be
transform into a phoenix.
See,
glyphs
well,
or traps.
have you seen a seagull before, Fausha?
I can do a phoenix. A very convincing
that might be
one.
Okay,
bit.
so
How about
that's
a crow or something? Plenty
well,
of that.
no, because like even a crow at this time of night is going to be weird. Seagulls are everywhere.
I know how to do a
Especially-
fish.
Can you point a seagull out to her?
All right, I'm gonna
Probably.
take Fausha by the hand and I'm going to lead her out. Okay, so you see all these little birds that are like these white feathered things with black tips on their
I
wings.
assume we're walking and talking as we're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
All right, watch. And she's gonna pull out of her pack a little bit of bread and cheese. She's gonna wave it around. She's gonna throw it on the ground, and she's gonna say, "All right, we need to back up."
Seagulls flock. But also, as you were pointing, some seagull bits they didn't want land on your arm.
All right. Now they're gonna circle, and we just watch as they just descend on the bread. It's like, all right, that's what
Okay.
you want to turn into. One of those things.
As
I don't want to turn into them. I would rather be a phoenix, but I can turn into them if you want me to.
It's just a little less conspicuous.
Yes.
Okay.
And they aren't on fire.
What's wrong with being on fire?
It's not very discreet, and I'm pretty sure anybody on the ship that sees you flying around is going to probably report it to Jarlaxle.
Or shoot you, or both.
They should- I would like to see them try.
As we're walking to the ship, I am using my Eldritch Invocation Armor of Shadows, and it's like all the kind of the dark parts of the alley kind of cling to this like cloak-like dress that Taziel's wearing to improve her AC, just in case.
You're looking awfully gothic. It was fantastic.
If I-
As you
if
are
I'm-
walking along the docks, you see a carriage with its doors open and a man standing next to it, sitting on the docks next to it, covered in water.
Covered in water?
Strange.
Like he just climbed out of the water?
Yep, like he just climbed out of the water. He's catching his breath.
Has he blue skin?
Nope.
Like Ariel? Okay.
It looks like a regular dog walker.
So he looks like Dave who fell into the water
Yeah.
in episode 1.
Boy,
Okay.
what happened to you?
Don't bother with that, coach. Just dumped you in the water.
What?
I got in the coach. I was looking to see if there's anything good in there. It started levitating across over the dock. I thought it was bloody weird, and then it just opened out and turfed me out on the water.
Right.
You
Is there any sigils or livery on the coach?
You can see a hat with a feather.
Of course. Of course.
Looks like you're right. Oh, listen, friend. What's your name?
Egbert.
Egbert, listen. There. So, are you looking for money, work? What's all this about?
Who's asking?
Listen, friend. I know a thief when I see one. We're in the same trade.
Oh right, yeah. He
Listen.
throws something to the ground. It's just a little firecracker. It just goes pop, and he starts running as hard as he can.
I'm just gonna sigh and just try to grab him with my mage hand, just like.
It's a
Just grab
firecracker
him
all
by
down.
the scruff and just kind of drag him back. Listen, why do you need the money? And be honest.
Are you stupid? Why does anyone need money?
Do you have debts? Are you trying to eat, pay rent? What? Be specific. Come on, give me something. No. Guards. Oh, we have a little. Nothing. Is he not going to say anything?
He's like, look. All right, you've rumbled me. All right, brilliant. If you're a guard or whatever, great. But
No.
otherwise, what's it matter?
Would you prefer an honest job?
What? Work for some stiff? No.
It would pay well. You'd be a messenger. No? Alright, just go. Just leave. And she's gonna let the matron go and like next time if you're going to find somewhere where to steal, please do it in the markets where there's a huge crowd.
Save it. Jesus.
I mean you got caught twice.
He starts walking away like
Professional
damply.
courtesy.
Flicks a V over his shoulder.
You know, you try to help some people, and
Hey.
like,
Yeah.
Do you really want me to turn into one of those birds? Because I
Yeah.
don't know. Ships, they are like tents on the sea, right? So the chances are that you're not going to sit on the roof of the tent, right?
Can
You're
you
going to sit
shit
inside the tent.
on the
Sheep.
tent. Can you
What?
shit on the tent? Because that would be great. That'd be pretty awesome. I think.
Aren't you going to be inside the sheep? I'm
No,
ignoring
I'm-
Reckon.
Yes.
Tazzy.
It might be if you could get on the ship. If you can get on the ship with me, and then maybe you'll be able to have a look around, see what he's got in there. I worry that if you get under his nose, he'll see you and they'll kill us both. Quite frankly.
I mean, I could transform into something really small, like one of those creatures with the pelt and the long naked tail.
A rat. I mean,
I
you get
don't
a lot of rats on ships. Yeah. Yeah.
I could be that, and I could hide under the hem of your cloak, and then as soon as we're on the ship, I could go around and look
Alright.
for things, right?
Right. Yes. Let's do that. Let's do that.
And I can have Gus invisible, just doing rounds around the ship.
Between the two of you, you should be able to get a good picture of it, just in case we have to make a hasty escape.
I'm gonna, and she's gonna look around. Are there any pubs or bars nearby?
Always. There is there is a barge pub, very close by,
Alright.
where you can go and sit on the deck at a table. It's very quiet. It's Tuesday night, but they're open.
All right, I'm gonna go get a table over there. Try to play discreet. I'll keep an eye on things over here from the street. I'll try to watch if anybody comes or goes.
And I am going to take a seat in the carriage. I swear, if this dumps me in the fucking ocean.
It'll be quite a swim back.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
The carriage is made of fine livery. These seats are very comfortable. There's black lace on the windows. It's very fine, gold trim everywhere, but not so much as to be gaudy, just enough to be tasteful but comfortable.
Well, I feel very on brand. Aja, are you...
Yes. I transform into a rat and hide.
Where do you hide?
Under the cloak of Tazi, right?
Okay, you hide under Tazi's cloak.
Mhm.
And readily, if you get Gus to circle around and go and sit in the pub, well, literally the cart begins to roll. It rolls straight off the edge of the dock and floats in the air.
Well, I suppose just have to enjoy the ride.
I usually find it's best.
Oh,
Jarlaxle appears sitting opposite you.
hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Did he hear all of our plans? Because we were right by it, and we didn't even look inside.
I trust this evening finds you well.
It does indeed. I'm sorry, I'm nowhere near as well dressed up as you yet. I'll need to take a moment when we get back to the ship to prepare myself.
Did you enjoy dropping that young friend out of the door of your carriage?
It did give me a measure of pleasure, yes. Who sees a carriage sitting on a dock and just hops in?
Who indeed?
I'm rather looking forward to this evening.
Good. Well, so am I. It seems my usual dining plans have been interrupted anyway.
Well, I don't often have these sort of arrangements, and
Neither
where
do
I'm
I.
from, well, let's just say it doesn't quite work that way.
I'm not surprised.
No.
No. Well, by all means. Shall we?
Oh yeah, no, the carriage will bring us there shortly. You know, it takes
I apologise. I'm perhaps not as good as small talk when I am not in my own establishment.
Yeah, I understand. I heard about that. It's already spreading like wildfire, the news. Such a shame.
Yes, quite a tragedy, but then a lot of people said that the pub was past its prime anyway. I believe the previous owners did a better job of running it than we did.
In answer to your friend's question, the one who's going to go sit in the bar, nothing to do with me.
Fuck.
I find that quite amusing, you know, it's, you know, they can sometimes get to a point when a sequence of events gets so exasperating you can't help but laugh.
Yeah, I do know actually.
Mm-hmm.
So how did it feel being a puppet?
Ooh. Felt better than being a street rat.
Yeah, I bet. Felt a lot better than being a... I don't even know what you would have called it down there.
Where are people
like-
from?
Yeah. Do you know much about the drow? We can talk about it over dinner.
Of course, I would love to know more.
Sounds fantastic.
Although, I am curious, please indulge me, why have you invited me in the first place? I thought that you only invited your own kind inside your, place of residence, place of machinations.
You are not wrong. But when we had that meeting the other day, of all the people sat around that table, I saw a kindred soul.
Oh, you did?
I did.
And
One
what?
who is lorded over by some ancient deity and who's never quite fit in, but is carving their own place in the world and making a name for themselves. I see ambition. I see a lot to admire. Oh, and your friend might as well come out. I know you're hiding in there. Sorry.
Yes, I thought you did. I was wondering when you're going to bring it out.
Well, you know, I don't want to be rude. I mean, I know it can be rude to point out someone's
Cloak
not-
rat.
cloak rat, I suppose. Yeah, I was going to say dishonesties, but I don't consider it dishonest. I've obviously been watching you as well, so
Well, you know, I think we all take precautions.
turn and turn about, eh?
Indeed.
As he says turn, Forja is coming out from under the cloak and waving with her little red paw, clambering up on the seat next to Tassie and like turns back into her normal self.
He offers a hand. I don't think we've met yet.
I don't think we have.
He takes your
I am-
fingers and just brushes a kiss.
Her hand is super hot. As in very warm. Huh? Chat. So, she says, my name is Forja Flamemane. You might have heard of me. They call me the Daughter of the Desert.
They also call you the Red Death, don't they?
They do. They are stupid.
They are. Well, I hope you don't mind if I do extricate you from the date. I do find that free is a crowd, and whilst this is very pleasant, and I'd be pleased to get to know you, perhaps instead you would prefer to wander my estate.
Well, that
Your
tells us more
estate?
about your preferences.
Sorry?
Nothing. She
Your
just mumbled
estate?
something.
I think I would like that, and I would like to see if Taziel's brother is in good health, so she doesn't have to worry over dinner and can concentrate fully on you.
Of course. Although I do hope, I believe I was promised that I would be able to at least see my brother at some point this evening.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we can see about that. How about we go for dinner and we let your friend here go and see your brother? Terrible shame that. I was quite surprised when he offered himself to be executed instead of Samil. I quite thought they hated each other. Or he hated him, at least.
Yes, well, there's a lot of things on the surface that seem to not quite be as we previously thought. Fauja, as long as that's alright with you.
Yes, of course.
I guess half the fun is getting beneath the surface.
So it seems.
The carriage docks on the ship. He's like, let's go to a restaurant tonight. Anywhere you like. You pick. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go and change.
Right. I'll have a think.
Meanwhile, Redleaf is just freezing on this like dock table because there's like no outside heating, just like wrapped up. Just this better be worth it. And she's like, "Can I get a hot toddy, please?" This is the worst.
A large woman walks out with a hot mug. Some moments later, goes, "Here you go."
This is thank you.
What's the matter with you?
It's fucking cold.
Ah, you big Jesse.
I just. And she's gonna just turn her chair around, just screech.
She walks back
Just
inside.
stare at the ship.
I've got seats inside, you know.
I'm fine out here, just working on my constitution.
She just leaves you alone. Jarlaxle has gone only moments, but appears in a completely new attire. It is purple lined with yellow, and the hat and feather are the same, but everything else about him has been tailored in such a way that you can just he wears more of a vest than a shirt, so you can just about see the muscles that shine beneath. He's equipped himself with several armbands and bangles, which end in one gold bracer on one arm, and there's several designs down the other arm. He is a picture of handsomeness.
Now, was that spellcraft, or did you actually get changed that quickly? I mean, I'll find out.
I hope so. Why don't we say a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B?
All right.
And
Well.
his boots are indeed jingling with every step.
Oh, God, that's going to be annoying. In regard to restaurants, as you well know, I've run my own establishment until recently, so I didn't particularly have time to sample that many. Do you have any recommendations?
I think I know just the place. Come on then. And he whistles, and another man comes along and just offers you his arm, Falja. There's another drow.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Okay, so she's going to shake his hand awkwardly.
So like he's offered the arm like this, and you're just like,
I am Farja Flamemane. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
on surface, I'm called Siegfried.
Siegfried.
It sounds similar to my drow name, but there's a lot of it's Elven, you know.
So what is your real name?
Siegfried's good enough.
Okay.
You wanted to see the
Yeah.
prisoner?
Yes, please.
And he will take you below deck.
Mm-hmm.
I watch her as she goes. Just like,
And she's doing this slide over her shoulder, like.
they're both kind of like that, like.
I've got a device for getting around the city. If you come into my cabin.
Very well. Lead the way.
And you notice that his boots do not jingle, since you mentioned how annoying they were. He opens the door. He implores you to come inside. It's a grandiose place. This isn't like a bedroom. This is just a cabin and a study sort of thing. Still very grand though. Papers around, that sort of thing. And he just goes over and pulls out a small box, which opens into a portal.
Together then.
Together then. And steps through.
I make sure I step through close to him.
This could be the Feywild. Vines are everywhere. This is a garden restaurant from the looks of it. There's heaters around which aren't so hot as to burn, but at the same time just take the chill off the air. Fairy lights everywhere. This is a beautiful garden. And very quickly an elven woman comes across, bows to both of you and says, table for two.
Yes.
Welcome back, Mr. Jarlaxle.
So, Jarlaxle, this doesn't feel like Waterdeep. May I ask where we are?
Oh, you are in Waterdeep. This is one of those quirky little restaurants that like to impersonate things. I don't know if you've been to the one that's a lot like the Underdark. It's not very accurate, but...
No, I haven't been to that one. Like I say, I didn't get out an awful lot.
No, unfortunately, it wasn't authentic enough to bring me any satisfaction, but was just authentic enough to bring back bad memories.
I was going to say, it didn't sound like you were particularly fond of your original home. We certainly have that in common.
Yes, I've noticed a lot that we have in common. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to get to know you better. What was it like growing up on the streets?
I'm sure it was similar to how it is for anyone growing up on the streets.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I grew up I mean, sort of a house servant, really. Yeah, it was tough. The men in the Underdark, they're treated incredibly badly in Drow society. The women have all the power. They are the ones who serve Lolth, and we're all made to know it. Only a few are made up, as it were.
Yes, I think I had heard or read, perhaps Rapture told me a little of your culture. I must admit, I never particularly curried favor or threw my lot in behind any particular deity. They never really did anything for me.
Exactly, right? And don't get me wrong, Lolth's obviously very real, and I guess that means most of them are. But they never helped me.
No.
There's only one person so far who's helped me.
Bluton, I presume?
No, he thinks he uses me. No, the only person who's helped me is me. I built the Brigandarth myself.
I see, yes, that's quite a admirable little entrepreneurial effort you've got there.
Wow.
I can hardly profess to building the Fey Patron myself. I merely inherited it.
You run it though, don't you? Or didn't you?
I did, perhaps a little mediocrely, but I did. And I was happy there.
Yeah. You know, it's one thing I've still yet to find. I've had a lot of success. But, you know, happiness is a funny thing, really, isn't it? You always think you've got it, and then it's just slipping away, and you're chasing the next thing. Half the time, I think it's the chase that's the fun. And he quirks a little smile at you.
Perhaps, although you really have no reason to, incur my ire here at all in holding my brother, who is indeed part of my happiness, at arm's length away from me.
I'm not intending to hold him apart. We can visit him afterwards if you like. I have no intention of incurring your ire at all. But please do remember, he volunteered for this.
He did. He is characteristically selfless. But you must understand, I truly do want us to get along, and well. And I think we can. I do. I think you're right. I think we do have a lot in common, and I believe we have a lot we can offer each other in assistance. And I think it would be an awful shame to ruin that, don't you?
Maybe I'm not quite following. How would we ruin it?
I don't want to see my brother hurt.
I
Or
agree.
sad.
I agree. I would think it would be a terrible shame. Such a talented magic user. Now, some wastrel like Samil, executing him, that's a good example. And he's powerful as well, so it lets everyone know exactly where we stand.
And again, unfortunately, there's the other hiccup. You see. Now, you know, better than anyone in the city, I presume, just how corrupt the lords and the systems in place here are. I have no doubt that you had a hand in some of that corruption yourself, but I don't think for a moment that any of it was spotless before you arrived.
Please, don't misunderstand me. I'm not a politician. You know what politician means?
Of course not.
Comes from the old languages. Polis means city. Politician, representative of the city or person of the city. No. That's not me.
Well, that's good. As I was about to say, I have nothing against assisting you removing said corrupted houses of the city. I would gladly dismantle each house one by one for you, if you gave me but one piece of proof of their abuse of the people here. But I'm afraid I will have difficulty in supporting your cause if there is indeed to be some war or other between this and Neverwinter, and the people on the bottom are the ones that truly suffer.
Oh,
The lords can just fuck off to the country, after all.
Tazzy. Do you mind if I call you Tazzy rather than Taziel?
By all means, go ahead.
Tazzy, I would hate to see the people suffer. Please, I'm in this for one thing and one thing only. And that's money. Money makes the world go round. Now, yeah, the people here, they are awfully corrupted. Very easy. The hidden lords. Show someone a gold coin and they'll tell you anything they like. Anything you want to know. All you've got to do is find the right people to give the gold to. Yeah, I'd use that corruption, but please don't think me a politician. I didn't sow any of the corruption. They sowed that themselves. I simply offered an alternative, a way of making more money, and the greedy little buggers, they all dove on it like rats on a corpse.
Then we are understood. Excellent. Then that brings me around to the other matter of business. You seemed interested earlier in extricating yourself from your benefactor, patron. Is that the nature of your relationship? I didn't quite get it down.
Yeah, sort of. Probably very similar to you and yours. I mean, that's another thing I think we've got in common. He believes himself, rightly as you said the other day, to be a puppet master, and that I'm his puppet dancing on a string. The funny thing is that when someone seemed to be a puppet dancing on a string, you've got an easy way out of things. I intend to make an awful lot of profit here, to stir up the startings of a war, so that all the businesses get excited and start producing lots and lots of things, and lots of money changes hands. And then I'll simply leave and let things crumble behind me.
And do you intend to cut these puppet strings?
They're already cut.
Oh yes, then where is Bluton?
Oh, he's around somewhere. He's on my estate. The thing is, as long as I act as he expects, he has no idea that I cut them.
And you're sure of this?
Of course. Even gods can be fools, Tazzy.
I don't doubt that. There, I'm sure arrogance is nothing to be underestimated.
Besides, his motives are simple enough, really.
I'll be honest. I am interested in making sure that Blue Tongue is not just a threat to you, but a threat to others. And in so doing, myself and my companions would be interested in untangling you from him entirely.
Well, like I say, I've sort of already set things... It's like a house of cards, right? I hope you don't mind me using a metaphor.
No?
Like a house of cards. You build it up and up and up and up and up and up and up. It's all paper thin and held together on rumours and circumstance. And you can make a lot of money while all the people look at the house of cards. They all think it's brilliant. They toss you a coin, add another card, add another card, add another row, add another card. And the moment you step away, you take out that foundation card at the bottom, the whole thing falls down. Blue Tongue's not got any power here. He just wants to sow chaos. Well, I like chaos. Chaos gives you opportunity for making money.
I
And
remember.
we move on to the next place. Neverwinter, that'd be a good one. They don't even know that Waterdeep thinks they're going to war.
As you said earlier today, chaos is particularly useful, but then you also said that that usefulness comes to an end eventually and becomes detrimental. Now, I am fully expecting that Blue Tongue has a plan that extends beyond this, and I am fully expecting that this chaos is not enough. Which is why I'm here, which is why I am interested in talking to you, because I don't think that he is as powerless as you want him to be.
Oh, don't get me wrong, he's not powerless, just confused.
You know that confused animals can be more dangerous.
Well, it depends what you show them, isn't it? Give them a mirror, they puff right up. Give them a dead mouse, they'll eat it.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Look, Tazzy, I like you. I've enjoyed getting to know you straight away yesterday. I saw something different than what everyone else sees. I like to think maybe you see the same. I think that's why you agreed. Come on this little date with me. Money's all well and good. But sometimes, you it gets lonely. Why don't we work out a way that I can release your brother? He can go free, and we can look at moving on to the next place together. A nice little team.
I'm interested. But that depends on how good the food is.
Some olives have arrived in this time. Well then, I shall have to have a word with the chef.
Well, it better be as good as my cooking.
When the waitress comes back out, Jarlaxle looks at her and says, "Excuse me, you go and tell your manager that if this woman has the best meal of her life tonight, I will pay him 10 times the price of his best meals." Now, if that doesn't sort it, I don't know what will.
The way to a woman's heart is through her stomach.
Funny, I'd always heard that saying a different way. Something to do with ribs. Anyway.
Probably.
Let's pan across to Falja.
She is following Siegfried to see Rapture. And she is having her eyes peeled. She's looking at the size of the ship, how many drows she sees, or how many people are milling around, trying to figure out if they're armed or not. So, yeah, stuff like that.
You see a man dressed in the same attire as the people in the Feywild.
Oh! Like the ones from the Lark Court, the Rose Court, or the ones on the way in between?
Difficult to say. Maybe from none of those, but the same sort of whimsical, naturalistic design, leaves of different colours. He has long black hair and sort of pale blue skin.
Oh. I tried to remember if Forja ever saw Plutang, and I think she didn't because she was busy rousing the rebel army in that pub. While there was this little scene with him outside of the pub, right? So she just takes note and tries to remember where she sees him and where he's located as she follows that drow over the ship.
Yeah. As he walks, he opens a door. The door seems to lead into a dark room, but he turns around for a second, catches eyes with you, and just sticks out a blue tongue.
The drow?
No, the person walking through the door in the Fey.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
That's what Forja says, but in Primordial. Oh, scheiße!
I love how you've just made German.
Primordial? Yeah.
I'll let someone else fill in King Ray Ray. I'm going to stay in the scene if you guys don't mind.
Sorry,
what do you do? What do you do?
He just went through a door, right? Into the ship?
He definitely locked eyes with you, though, and poked out his tongue.
Hey, Siegfried.
Yes?
I think I just saw someone that I know.
Oh.
The gentleman with the blue tongue.
Who?
The fake creature that just passed through that door, and I point in the direction.
He looks around completely confused. No one just passed us.
You didn't see anyone?
No.
I would like to roll an insight check on this.
Yeah, sure.
Is he just lying to me?
Let's find out.
14.
On a 14, he seems perplexed enough.
Well, if you say there is no one like that here and you didn't see that, follow me. There isn't maybe an intruder on your ship.
Yeah, alright. I'll come with you.
Mhm.
Alright.
Okay. And I would like to follow the blue-tongued Fey gentleman through that door.
As you walk through the door,
Mhm.
you enter a blackness. This room's so dark. Do you have night vision?
I have dark vision.
Oh, yeah. Funny, you still can't see.
I hold up my hand and ignite it.
No light is cast, and you hear the sound of folding behind you.
A
Suddenly, folding, like silk being folded.
Okay.
Everything is black.
This is not a portal, she says. Hello? Siegfried? Are you still with me? I guess that means no. Well then, I would like to cast... I think I'm going to cast Wall of Fire.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to fill the darkness with flame.
You fill the darkness with flames which cast no light.
Yeah, but do I hear screams of pain?
Redleaf, as you sit at the bar, perhaps you put your hand in your pocket, or perhaps your mind wanders, but you find that bit of cloth which you took from the old man in the alley.
I look at it.
Sheet of black silk. Folded many times.
Do I know? Can I open it up?
Sure. It's too wide for this space. It's a 6-foot circle.
I'm sure it won't hurt if I just dip inside for a second. She heads inside. And she pulls it out, sets it onto a empty table.
As you flatten it out on the table disappears. It lands on the floor. The woman's out the back. She hasn't noticed.
I'm gonna lift the sheet back up.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
If you lift it up unfolded, the table will appear again.
I'm gonna lift up the sheet, put it over my head.
Blackness. Darker than dark. From behind you, you feel a shove.
Hey!
And behind you, you hear the sound of silk folding. You are now surrounded by darkness. Welcome, my friends, to the portable holes. Tazzy!
No, there's no air in those! I'm gonna die!
It's a me, Taziel.
So, how long have you... have you lived in Waterdeep all your life? Have you ever travelled?
I mean, I presumed I came here somehow. I've lived in Waterdeep as far as I've been aware since I was, well, a very young child. How about you? When did you come to Waterdeep? How long were you in the Underdark?
Oh, I was in the Underdark for a fair while. At least until adulthood. I spent a long time down there as well when I first started running Brigand Death. Turns out that an army of trained mercenaries find a fair bit of work down there. People didn't like it when I started working for our enemies and stuff, though.
No, probably not. Because that's what happens when you stab people in the back.
I try to avoid it where I can.
So do I. I like to think I've got a fairly fairly clean badge of honor going.
I don't know about that, but I do my best, and that's got to be good enough, right?
Well, as long as one tries, that's all someone can ask for, really.
So, yeah, well, so you've been running this pub now for how long?
Oh, well, it's 8 years now? 7, 8 years? Perhaps? No, more than that.
I
It's
mean,
hard,
it does
seems like
wonderfully.
that's all I've done.
I've seen the reviews, visited once or twice myself as well. He touches his cap and becomes, in a moment, a regular-looking dock worker. Never in the same outfit, you know. Don't want to be recognised. He touches the cap again. But
Of course not.
it's a very nice establishment you've got there.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
I'm skirting around. I'm skirting around the point, around what I'm trying to say. You make me nervous, Tazzy. It's nice. I've never been
I'm
nervous.
sorry.
Please don't be sorry. I enjoy it. I've got no intention of assassinating your brother. Let's put that out on the table right now. No intention whatsoever.
That's
But
good to hear.
I do have an intention of making an example of someone.
Yes.
It could be anyone. That's the beauty of a hat of disguise, really, isn't it? You can slap it on anyone. I'll recognise it, by the way. You can slap it on anyone and they can become anyone. So we'll assassinate Samuel one way or another tomorrow.
I see. And who is the poor fool taking the fall?
Oh, I don't know. Someone not useful anymore. Maybe one of the nobles, one of the more cruel ones. I must
suppose
admit, my decisions are slightly swayed by you. Normally I wouldn't care too much, but your passion for the little man makes me want to do right by him.
Well, I do try. And I have tried for some time. And it's nice to see. Nice to see, the attempt at change.
Well, not so much a change, really, is it? It's just tactics.
Yeah, that too. Well, they are well-placed tactics, so I thank you for that. And, of course, if my brother is to get through Thursday unharmed, that, of course, sweetens the situation by quite a degree.
It's very interesting. I'm wondering what he thinks he has to gain. Maybe it's shallow-minded of me, but I don't think that anyone does anything unless they've got something to gain by it.
No, I think there's a seed of truth in that. I think in my brother's case, well, partially I believe he earnestly has something to gain in not wanting Samil to die.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought them to like sworn enemies or something.
No. Rapture wouldn't make sworn enemies. He's far too self-indulgent for that.
You know, I questioned him, Samil, when he was captured.
Yeah.
First thing he said is, I reckon this Rapture. He's framed me.
Really?
Yeah. Squawks like a little bird. Sang for me like a canary.
I'm sure he sang all sorts of delicious little things, but unfortunately, I haven't known you very long, and I still don't have any way to be totally sure what you're saying is true. And I apologize for being so suspicious, but you must understand, my home exploded this afternoon.
Yes, I heard whispers of plans. I'm looking into it, trying to figure out exactly what happened, but the only leads I've got so far is the Harpers. Trying to cover tracks.
Yes, those dastardly harpers. Just as corrupt as the lords, I understand?
In one way or another. But then who isn't corrupt, really? We all make pretenses at not being corrupt, but truth is, when someone offers you something you really want, how many people really turn it down?
Depends on the price, depends on the sacrifice that has to be made in order to save it.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Everyone's got a price.
Indeed. It just seems to be that the the ruling classes of this city have rather a low one.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the first course.
Ah, excellent.
And the first course is put down. It is. Do you know what? I'm going to let you describe this, Rachel. It's the best starter you've ever seen, and it's going to be the best starter you've ever tasted. But whether Taziel lets that on or not is up to you.
Oh, I think she would play it up. I think she would make sure that she looks like she's enjoying it immensely. Yeah, and as for what it actually is, I imagine it's some kind of exotic seafood of some sort. Like the way you get a pile of flash fried whitebait before a main meal. It's the whole fish. It's got the eyes, the bones, and everything. But each little fish is incredibly beautiful and like some incredible exotic fish. And I think it is very, very, very good. And I think she enjoys it immensely.
Redleaf. Has Redleaf ever been in a portable hole before?
I don't think so. However, could she have heard about them?
Give me a history check.
Not Arcana. Okay. That's
You can go Arcana if you like. Either way, I'm imposing a disadvantage.
okay. Well, I'm gonna use one of my advantages to cancel that out. It's gonna be
I imposed the advantage beforehand, but you got away with it. So 20.
20.
Yeah, I don't like donations to fight against each other. Otherwise, it just negates and the money's gone to nothing. So on a 20, you have indeed heard of a portable hole before, and you know that a strength check of DC 10, if you throw yourself at the darkness, will get you out.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna like just try to push herself out of it. It's gonna be a strength check.
Uh-huh.
I've got a -1.
It can be athletics if you've got athletics. Oh boy. You push against it, but it's like someone's holding the cloth closed.
Am I gonna be? No, if you know what, Scrat. Like, don't even try to save me. If I die from this, from me being stupid, then I die from this.
Mm-hmm. You do begin to feel strange. There's not much air in here. Bowser.
Yes. When no one is starting to yell, then Forja thinks she stepped into a room and someone cast some form of magical darkness on her and she tried to singe that person so the spell would stop. It does not, so she stops the wall of fire and is feeling around for the door.
You can feel like pressure. It's almost like silk. When you push against it, it seems to push back against you.
Oh.
It's starting to, again, your hair's starting to burn low.
Okay.
There's not much.
Can I cut that silk?
You could try.
I get one of my the daggers that I made myself with my own fire and the desert sand, and I try to cut it, and
It'll be an athletics check or a strength check.
Okay.
Are you using anything?
I'm going. Oh, I have several advantages still stacked up. I think I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Okay.
Okay. Doesn't really make a difference. 14.
14. You burst out of the blackness and into a room. You're back in the corridor.
Uh-uh.
Siegfried is right next to you. Where'd you go? You just disappeared.
What are you playing at?
I'm not playing at anything. What am I playing
I was
at?
in this dark place.
Well, the whole world is... Well, actually, it's really bright up here, to be fair. But the Underdark's pretty... Should you go to the Underdark?
It felt like silk.
You've lost me.
Insight check. I think he probably doesn't know anything. 25.
He's never even heard of a portable hole. He has no idea what's just happened.
I think I know what's going on. This is like when we were in the Feywild. A lot of weird things happened to us in the Feywild. I think this is more Fey bullshit coming our way. You should brace yourself for weird magic.
Oh, the wild magic's been going crazy, especially when you're staying near that blue tongue chap.
So you do know of a blue tongue chap?
Oh, well,
Although
the chap with a blue tongue, yeah.
Yeah. And he's on the boat. Did you know that?
Hey, mate, well, no, he's not on the boat, but...
Oh, he is! I saw him! He winked at me! And
Oh.
stuck his tongue out.
Oh, hang on a minute, let me have a look. And he steps through the door
Wait a sec!
and disappears.
Oh! I would like to brace myself against the door frame and reach inside. Trying to feel around for Siegfried.
You can feel... Well, if you put your hand on the door frame, you can feel the edge of the silk.
Okay. Ooh, can I pull it down from the door frame?
You can.
I will.
You have a large sheet of black cloth, about 6 foot diameter.
Is something behind the door? So there was a door frame. I'm in the corridor. I'm pulling this down. Can I see a room now behind?
You can.
I have now a piece of cloth in my hand, right?
Mhm.
Silk. Can I reach in there?
Uh-huh. You can
Can I-
feel a person.
Then I'm going to drag that person out.
You pull Siegfried out. He bursts out, sucking in breath, like... Bloody
And you thought I was kidding you, right?
hell. We've got to find him.
Bless you.
He, like, draws his sword. Will you help us? I'll raise the alarm.
Yes, of course.
He raises
So,
the alarm, shouting
I thought-
interloper.
And I thought he was your ally.
Well, that may be. You can't just go putting holes on ships.
That is true. Very true. He's a bad blue tongue person. And I put my arm into the silk and feel around if I can feel another drow or something
No,
in there. Because maybe you got an... The desert knows how long this thing has been hanging there, how many people run in there.
there is nothing else in there.
Then I'm going to fold it neatly. Can I fold it?
You can fold it.
Can I fold it so that nothing falls in there?
Yeah, you fold it so that it just becomes a very small piece of silk.
Ooh. And I'm going to put it in my pocket. Hoping that I'm not disappearing then. Forja does hope that.
The room is still dark behind the doorway.
I hope I ignite my hand and I have my blade in one hand with the one that I cut the silk or tried to cut the silk and get
You
through.
can still see though. You also have your dark vision. The floor is encrusted in runes and flower petals and other things which remind you of the portal to the Feywild.
Huh.
Redleaf.
Hmm.
Air's getting awful tight, buddy. I think you're muted.
Okay, do I see any way out of this hole that is not pushing through?
Well, you can't see anything.
Just gonna push, starting to panic just a little bit.
Would you like to use anything?
You know what? I'm just gonna leave it up to the dice. Leave it up to the dice. Athletics, here we go.
Even on an advantage, that wouldn't have worked.
No. Oh.
Please take 1 level of exhaustion as the air from your breath. You can't breathe in any air. You're getting oxygen poisoning, essentially.
Okay, so I'm gonna take one of my daggers and I'm gonna try to rip at the darkness. If there's anything.
It's going to be another strength check.
Okay.
That's enough.
All
You
right.
create a hole. You can create a hole, and putting your face up to it, you can breathe.
I'm pushing my way out.
Yep, you erupt from the hole, sort of like Ace Ventura from the rhino as you sort of flap your way out of it.
Okay.
You are no longer on the ship.
Huh? Where am I?
You're in a warehouse. The cloth is folded neatly in the center of the floor. The warehouse has no crates. It is seemingly empty.
What the fuck? Okay. Whew. Gus, you there, buddy? You around? Okay, that's... Oh, thank God. Alright, where the hell am I? Okay. Actually, me breathing like that has made me like super lightheaded, so I'm just gonna say...
Does an 8 hit you?
No.
A crossbow bolt hits the floor next to you.
Oh shit! I'm gonna look around and just like actually I'm gonna dive.
As you dive, does a
First.
15 hit you?
No, actually,
You dive to cover.
and I'm going to go invisible. And I'm just gonna immediately move to another space.
Does a 20 hit you?
It would if I didn't cast shield on myself.
So you go invisible. The arrow still flies straight towards you, despite your invisibility. You cast shield, deflecting it at the last second.
Yeah. So.
We'll pan back to Tazzy.
What the fuck?
You see, I've never really liked to kill anyone, really. It's I think it's awfully bad manners to have people assassinated or anything like that. He says, dining with you.
Yeah, casual. Is that so? I must profess myself, I have taken lives once or twice, and I would be lying if I said there was not one or two occurrences when I was not somewhat caught up in the thrill of it. Again, that's where my brother comes in useful.
Oh. Seems like we could make an awesome team. I mean, you can't... I mean, well, maybe you can. It's up to you. I mean, I would just think that being tied to your brother all the time must get tiresome. I've heard people with, sibling relationships, it can get tense sometimes.
You don't have any siblings yourself, Jarlaxle?
No. No. Probably by choice, really.
Well, aside from my brother, I don't really know any other family relationships, but no, I'd say I'm most effective when I work with someone, and myself and my brother know how to work with each other very, very well. We would not have got where we are without each other. More likely we would be dead in some gutter somewhere.
You want to run a scam together?
Depends on the scam.
Well, what do you want? Small fry, big?
I don't know, I mean... I can't resist a large target.
Can't resist a large target. I'll remember that. Alright. Why don't we... What do you think? Extortion? Burglary?
Now, before we get into this, who are you thinking about?
I don't know yet.
No?
No. I always like to think of the sort of fun I want to have and then apply it to a person.
Very well. Then you say the lords of the city are hopelessly corrupt. I would quite like to see some evidence of this myself, I must admit.
Oh. Espionage, gaining information.
Yeah, I think so. It would certainly add a bit of a thrill to the evening.
I'll tell you what, why don't we, when we finished our lovely meal here, go and pay a visit to Lord Bregan. I believe that he is conspiring against me, but not in the, oh, I want to save the city kind of way, like you and your noble friends were. More in the, oh, we don't need Jarlaxle, we can stiff him and get a load more money sort of way.
Sounds like an idea to me.
turning out to be the most interesting evening.
Indeed. I look forward to seeing what I can see.
I should be honest. I did. Well, that was me in the alleyway earlier.
Well,
He touches the cap and becomes the regular. I've spent a little more time in your pub than people might, you know.
I mean, I have a list of enemies, and right now I think you're actually in control of all the various factions I don't get along with very well, so if it was anyone, it was probably going to be you.
Am I on your list of enemies?
Somersaulting son of a bitch.
Am I on your list of enemies? Am I?
Well, you were. At the moment, you're almost kind of half off the list. I'd rather like to strike you off entirely, if I'm honest.
I'd quite like to strike you off entirely as well, but we can get to that later.
Indeed.
Look, why don't we, I want to get off that list, alright, now, but what I'm about to tell you probably isn't going to help that. That piece of silk that he took from me, I don't know if he told you about it or not, but it was a portable hole, and, well, let's just say I cast a little rune in there that will give someone a warning if someone enters it, and it'll basically be transported to a killing field.
Right. And do you know when someone steps through it?
I don't know. I just gave it to the captain of that particular part of the Brigandier.
Well, then I suppose I'm going to have to be confident that my companion won't go stepping into any strange holes.
I suppose so. If there was anything bad to happen, would we be able to work it out?
Depends how bad, and it depends how irreparable.
Well, let's go worst case scenario. What if they killed him? Let's
How
just
much
lay all the
money do you
cards on the
have?
table. Sorry?
You're a rich man.
Yes.
Well, reviving is a thing that happens.
That's true. Reviving is a thing that happens.
Consider it if he is killed in this killing field, I believe you said, consider it a gesture.
What, did I kill him? That's a gesture.
No, oh my goodness. After the killing part,
Yeah.
if that situation arises, you pay to have them revived.
Oh!
Then we can put that all behind us.
Well, yeah, I suppose we could do that, couldn't we? If that would make things all right in your eyes, then that
I mean,
will be fine by me.
at the end of the day, there would be no harm done.
Well, there'd be no harm done that hasn't been undone.
Well, it's close enough.
I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't have any lasting injuries.
Well, as long as that's the case, then that's perfectly fine, I'm sure.
Oh, look, here comes the main course. How is Tazil feeling right now?
Quite stressed. Kind of on a bit of a knife edge. But also kind of feeling good that she's kept it together this far, and feeling like, fuck yeah, I can keep it together for the rest of however long this lasts. And also, like, there's definitely a note of curiosity. She is actually quite keen to go and see firsthand how deep and how insidious the corruption of the city actually is, because that's something she is interested in. And one of her character traits is she genuinely can't resist a large target for grifts. So, so there's a lot going on right now. And to be fair, like, keeping him in good spirits is probably the best way to keep her brother alive as well. So there's also that.
Belgium.
Yes.
How you doing?
I mean, I just saw all those runes, right? And does it look like what Redleaf did? Like someone created a portal here, or What does it look like?
It
You said
looks
it's
as though
room.
you can see the singed earth as though someone has created a portal to the Feywild here.
Okay. And does it look like it's just going like it is active, or like it was active a moment ago or something?
Like it has recently been active.
Okay. So I look at Siegfried and I say, does this ring a bell? Has this been here before?
Never seen this room before in my life. I didn't even know there was a door here.
Huh. I mean, it was hidden by this magic thing that swallowed you whole, so you should be very careful about the allies you pick, you know? If you consort with demons and the Fae, then tricky things like this happen to you.
Oh, I just let Jarlaxle handle all of that. I trust him with my life.
Well, maybe... How important do you think your life is to Jarlaxle? Maybe you should tell him what just happened to you.
Oh, I will as soon as he gets back. I wouldn't like to interrupt him on a date.
Do you know what his intentions are towards my friend?
Not really, but he seems pretty taken with her. I've not seen him come back from a diplomatic meeting before and immediately say that he's going on a date that evening and then go and spy on...
Yes. Siegfried, you and I have such a good rapport. Huh? We have been so honest to each other. No, don't stop that. I feel like we might have a common enemy.
Well, no, he went to go and spy on your establishment.
Well, I mean, we are on opposing, maybe not as opposing sides, right? So it's just, after all, who am I to throw fire? I transformed into a rat in order to help my friend, so I can totally understand him coming over to our place and trying to gain more information, so...
I am loving all of the advantages and Nat 20s heading towards Jarlaxle right now.
Jesus. So... What are we going to do with this room? This looks like... Do you see those rooms? I have seen something like this before, and it was a portal to the Feywild.
Hang on a minute. My earring is actually a magic item.
Okay.
Our hit squad's engaging someone. Someone's entered one of our traps. I have to go. Do you want to come along?
Yes, please. It might be one of our friends.
Okay, come on. And he rushes above deck.
I rush after Siegfried.
Redleaf, please roll me initiative.
Okay.
Like, gather myself an envelope.
1 second.
Oh.
1 second.
Oh. Oh. So you rolled a 6.
Okay. Yep. Oh. Fuck me.
So the first, you can, as you look around the room, you can see lots of drow standing around this gantry, each of which wearing a different sort of eyeglass.
Uh-huh.
And they begin firing on you.
Even though I'm invisible?
Like I say, you can see at least an eyeglass or an eye patch on every single one.
Fuck.
Does an 18 hit you? What is your armor class?
My armor class is a 16. So is this a new, like, round, or
No,
is
so the
it
shield would still be up. What is your armor class with shield, sorry?
21?
21. That's 1.
Okay.
2. Only 2.
Okay.
That's okay, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you please make me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw?
Okay.
Ooh. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the target is also unconscious.
I just like freaking out, just like hit the ground.
Now, Red Leaf will pan away from this. We won't see that, but narratively, these 10 drow reload, fire again, reload, fire again, until Red Leaf is no more. Until the point when Falja and Siegfried burst into the warehouse. Siegfried with his crossbow ready.
Stop it!
You see my corpse on the ground.
Well,
Dead now?
yeah,
Oh, in a state of
invisibility
where I
would fade,
can...
yeah.
In a state where I can still heal him? Unless, if not, I have a very
I
nice
think
spell.
if there's, correct me if I'm wrong. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these guys. I had 26 HP at this because we didn't have a long rest. If they're going to shoot me 3 times, that means they would put me well below my maximum in negative, so I would just be dead.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be like dead.
If they kept on shooting when you were down because you
Yep.
were under the effect of drow poison, they would automatically crit when
Well,
they hit you. So yeah.
Prex has just donated for something good to happen to our dear Red Leaf. So, in this scenario, let's say that they're not the best shot. I mean, of the 10 that hit you, only 2 actually hit you. Let's say only a few arrows hit you, reducing your hit points to 0.
That's still 2 more rounds though, of like 10 people shooting at me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, for a moment, forget reality, and let's just play in fantasy. The good thing happens. So,
Okay.
I mean,
Let's
I'm
say-
part glitch, so I don't know what happens because I don't have a
you don't have a
phylactery.
phylactery. You don't. But let's say of the 10 people, they're all Star Trooper Academy shots. The shots mostly miss you, but you've been shot a couple of times, and it drops you to 0 HP, so you can do death saving throws. That will be your good thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so how many hit me?
Don't worry about it. We'll just say it lowers you to 0.
Okay.
In that case, when Fosha rushes in, and Siegfried is holding the other drow back. I mean, Fosha will rush over to her ally then, and kneel beside Redleaf. I mean, if I also have a really nice spell that's called Reincarnate, because I'm a level 9 druid. But in this case, I'm going to place my hands on him, and I will first cast Cure Wounds. And if I see, I have treated many merchants with poison stings and snake bites, so I might
His
recognize
skin is
the
green.
signs of
He's frothing at the mouth.
poison. So I'm going to also cast Lesser Restoration to remove the poison, right? And then recast Cure Wounds again. I'm going to do 2 Cure Wounds now. Oh, where's the Cure Wounds gone? Here. So that's 12 for the first one. And 15, right, for the second one?
Yep. So I believe that would bring Red Leaf back up, right?
Mm-hmm. And depoisoned. Red Leaf?
gosh.
Are you okay?
Oh, that's a lot of arrows.
What are you guys doing? I yell at the drow.
Siegfried says, well, when someone enters one of the killing field traps, they just enter a warehouse and we shoot the shit out of them.
The killing field? What are you talking about?
We always keep a warehouse of the killing field.
You do? She's kneeling on the ground, cradling Red Leaf. I don't understand this.
It's just what we do with our enemies. We just, put them in a room and...
Well, you're not your enemies, we are your potential allies. Why not first talk and then shoot? It's like just first saying no and then stabbing someone. You know? When they do something you don't like. I can see this is a very unique concept for you by how perplexed you look.
Yeah, someone enters the killing field and we don't kill them.
Maybe not.
It seems a little bit
Harsh.
contrary to the. Okay. By the way, good. Nice shots. Oh god.
Maybe you should rename it in the talking field, huh?
Well, we'll have to speak to Jarlaxle. It's one of his things. Usually only people that are enemies get hold of one of his portable holes.
Well, I mean, Siegfried can tell you that there is one of the guy with the blue tongue. He has been putting them randomly on your ship, and I stepped into one perchance as did Siegfried, and maybe that happened to my friend Redleaf as well. And I pull out a piece of silk and hold it up as proof. So maybe my friend did also fall prank to the Fey magic, right?
Yeah, but look, he takes it and he takes one of his magic items and waves it over it, and it just flashes for a second. He says, "No runes on that one to let us all know." He taps his earring. Whereas this one, he goes and picks up the one that Redleaf burst out of.
Oh shit. Huh. Well then, and she holds out her hand. She wants her magic thing back. Sick piece back. You see, this one is the best friend, or one of the best friends of the lady that Jarlaxle took out for dinner. And I think that she would be very upset if something happened to Redleaf. And so if you don't want to spoil your chances of your leader in wooing her, you should not kill her friends. That's just normal, perfect, sound reasoning, right?
They all just sort of stand and nod at your little seminar, like you've become teacher mode. And with that, we will pan back to Tazzy, finishing a wonderful dessert.
I must say you chose an excellent venue.
I always do. Now then, would you like to go and pay a visit to Lord Bregan? He actually lives quite close by.
Alright. Any predetermined disguise or invisibility?
Well, no, actually, I think a beautiful maiden, a stunning, glorious woman, would be the perfect disguise, and it would seem you've come appropriately dressed.
Oh, I thought you were going to offer to transform yourself then. Well, that's a shame.
He, taps his hat for a second and becomes you.
Well, this is going to get very confusing. Looks like you're playing the maiden then?
It's up to you. I can play the maiden, or he taps his hat again and becomes looks like an elderly scholar. He's got like a powder wig and everything. Or his secretary. You're his secretary.
Well, I tap my hat and I turn into an identical looking secretary. I can't say I care for this look particularly, but I can take it.
Dealer's choice.
I'm just kind of having a laugh at this point. No, maybe something a little more mobile. And I will go back to the fairly innocuous looking merchant woman. I don't need to be remembered on this job.
Fair enough. But perhaps you could still come as a noblewoman or someone like that. My rouse is going to be. I'd like you to open him up, get him to talk. Like I say, I can be the fair maiden if you wish. Wouldn't be the first time.
Why don't we both be fair maidens? That works for me.
Well, we need his secretary to get access to the building, and I
Oh,
went through all the trouble yesterday of capturing him so that he would be missing.
Oh, all right then, fine. Boop. And I will take the first form that you took. Is this endearing enough?
Just perfect. Let's go.
At Lord Bregan's estate, he has a key. He opens the door. He walks in. He takes you to Lord Bregan's anteroom, where Lord Bregan waits. He knocks and says,
My lord, this woman is said to be your, well, she's said to have information for you or a meeting planned. Honestly, I'm not sure, but I met her just outside the city, hence my being gone all day.
Before the door opens, I'm just kind of like, I give him a look, like, really?
he gives you a wink and sort of whispers, "Off you go."
Hello? Excuse me? I think I was, I've been looking for you.
Hello.
Hello, you are Lord, Bregan, yes?
Indeed, I am.
Good,
How do you know me?
How could I not? I heard a lot about you. Everyone's heard a lot about you.
I'm supposed to be one of the hidden lords. No one knows me as Lord Bregan.
Oh, have you considered hiding a little better?
He guffaws with laughter. That's quite witty. Huh.
Thank you.
So now,
Well-
what is your business here?
Well, I hope to get to know a little bit more about you. I like I say, I've heard of the Hidden Lords. And what can I say? I'm attracted to power.
Oh.
Oh. So, tell me a little about yourself. I'm intrigued. Please?
Well, I think, perhaps I should know a little more about you first. Where did you come from?
I come from just outside of Waterdeep. As I say, I made my way here to speak to you. I'm a traveler of sorts. I do love a good story, and even more, I love the heroes or the legends of such stories, and that's what led me here.
Cut straight through. You're attracted to power and legends. Are you indeed a thrall of Jarlaxle's come to find out my plans?
I don't know, am I?
Make a deception check.
I'm gonna use a nat 20.
On your nat 20, he is convinced. Okay, so let's say you don't know him. Are you then here to help me?
Well, like I say, I'm not a Waterdavian. I've never been sure how to pronounce that myself. I came here because I'm interested in you. Now, if this Jarlaxle is giving you a hard time, I could certainly be persuaded to help.
Indeed. How do you feel about war?
Well, there are many different kinds of war. What kind of one are we talking about? A religious war? A trade war?
A war for profit.
I see. So an entirely pointless war, in which case the only victors are those providing the weapons and armaments. I understand correctly?
So you're no street harlot. You know enough of politics to understand how one could profit from warmongering.
Of course, you know, when you travel around, you gain knowledge from all sorts of places. I wouldn't come to you if I was just some airhead.
Indeed.
But what can you offer me? I offered you my assistance. I must admit, I don't know everything about your establishment. I wanted to find a little bit more about...
Make me
How-
a persuasion.
Alright. Persuasion. Okay. I'll use an advantage for this one. Alright.
17. Okay, sit down, listen. You might be just this right sort of person that can convince Jarlaxle. I've heard, though he's foppish, he's yet to take a woman in any sort of sense. Perhaps you can be the first. Now, listen. He intends to warmonger and sell out this city to make money. I like money. I
Don't
intend
you-
to buy out his companies using the greatest shares on the stockholders market and get there first. So when the war breaks out, he doesn't make nearly so much money as he expects to, and instead, most of it goes to my estates.
I see. And this war of yours, are the common folk going to get behind this? Are they going to believe it's for the good of Waterdeep?
Not at all. Well, yes, they believe that Neverwinter is a threat. He is an expert dissembler, illusionist, or other kind of deceiver. He knows how to spin a tale and how to make people believe it. I intend to steal the profits from under him and leave him high and dry in whatever plans he has concocted.
I see.
Are you still interested?
Yeah,
Do
I think
you-
I am. Would you perhaps give me a tour of this place while we talk? I'd be interested in seeing a little more.
Indeed. Come,
Lovely.
follow me.
So, tell me, how did you rise to the position of a hidden lord yourself? What's your business? What are you in?
Yes, I used to work at the smelting facility. You have no love for the common folk, right?
Like I say, I'm not from around here. I don't know anyone. I don't particularly care about anyone here.
In general.
Apart from yourself?
The poorer people.
They mean nothing to me. Why should they?
Mere stepping stones to get one higher up the financial ladder.
Of course.
Come. I will show you how I do business.
Please
And
do.
he begins leading you away. As you do, his secretary walks past and slips you a note.
Read said note if I'm walking behind him.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand. I'll also roll it for the pass, just in case. Oh, yeah. Stealthy as anything.
See, stealth isn't really as much my thing, so I'm going to burn another advantage because you were the one telling me to spend them earlier. Burning everything today. Actually, sleight of hand I am good at. Oh well. I said it now.
Yeah, you can read this note. The note says, I heard everything. He's no longer needed.
I will give a little quirk of the head, but I want to carry on following him. For now.
The secretary slips into his office.
Of course. I guess I'll carry on following the Lord for now.
He's carried on talking, inanely talking about the ways in which he has managed to manipulate people into working for a pittance so that he can make all the profit, and other such demisable things. He's trying to impress you.
I make sure to sound impressed. Although there is probably, the ire is rising.
He comes to a room where there is a painting. Pulls the painting from the wall, and behind it there is a safe. However, the safe is open. He stops. This shouldn't be open. He pulls
do you
it
mean?
wide. The deeds with which I was going to buy up certain stocks, they should have been right here.
Is that so? Right here? What could have happened? Is this place secure?
Yes, it is secure. He looks deeper inside the thing and just says,
While his head is inside there, I want to fire 2 Eldritch Blasts to the back of his face.
this will be a free action. You kill him.
Wow, he didn't have many hit points.
If that's your intention, are you aiming to kill or?
Oh god, is she? I might put that down to chance. I don't know, I feel like that I might put that down to chance, actually.
Flip a coin.
Why not? Okay. Odds. He lives. Evens, he dies. He dead.
Jarlaxle steps into the room. Excellent.
I didn't expect it to be that easy.
Yes, well, we found an interloper. We have taken all of his deeds and dispatched him. You've strengthened my position in the city tonight somewhat greatly, and moreover, you trust me enough to kill for me.
Like I said, I didn't expect it to be that easy.
Are you okay?
I think so. It was just...
Would you like to have a conversation about it?
I certainly don't think we're quite done conversing yet. I think there's more to talk about.
I mean, no, but I mean, you look upset. Do you want to share your feelings? You said earlier that there was thrill in killing.
There was once. It wasn't something I wanted to happen often. And it isn't right. And Jarlaxle, before we go any further, understand that I will help you, and I have. I have already helped you tonight. And I want this relationship of supporting one another's endeavors to continue. But you must understand I cannot and I will not allow people of Waterdeep who have nothing to do with your financial plans, which I have no problem with. I have no problem with that. I cannot allow those of Waterdeep to suffer because of it. And if you are intent on carrying with this course of action either way, if I was to join you, then I would lend you the power that I have, but it would be on the agreement that you make an effort to prevent people from coming to harm, or allow me to prevent them from coming to harm.
I like this. I like this a lot. Alright, look. Let's go back into his study and make some plans. We've got plenty of hours until that starts to smell, and only his secretary really knew where he was, and like I say, he's been captured. We'll keep him captured for a few weeks, then release him once everyone knows he's already dead. Look, my plans at the moment, I won't lie, they don't consider the common folk too closely, alright? Open honesty, all out on the table. I merely take advantage of the rich and then I leave. And I guess the hope would be, if you wanted to be a common folk person, the hope would be that they would establish new nobility, they'd rise up and throw off the shackles of oppression and all that sort of thing. You know, just like many years ago in the Revolution of Luskan or something like that. I don't really know your legends up here. I guess that's a place. Did that happen? Who knows? Anyway, why don't we replan? All right. Because
That is
in
all I
you,
ask.
I see another possibility, and you will have to forgive as we continue this relationship, however form it takes. And I do hope that it gets to be a close relationship. I am a businessman, and I often see opportunity before anything else. And right now in you, I see opportunity. I know how to make money, but am I good at raising public opinion of myself? No, people know me to be a crime lord, a thief, a brigand. What if we were to twist this whole war thing and put a spin on it so that we come out not only having usurped the classes, but also come out as some sort of class hero?
As long as the innocent are spared, then I will help you.
Well, this is what I mean. You could become a champion of the innocent.
I will carry on. I'll carry on with you with this. I believe it's the better way. This city Waterdeep has been sick for a long time anyway. It could do with a bit of restructure.
A scouring, if you will. And maybe it's about time I threw off the shackles of Blue Tongue and all.
Indeed. This is exactly what I came for in the first place.
I knew you were coming for turn and turn about, but... Alright, let's get down to it. And you guys will get on spending an evening planning. We can discuss in the week what those plans look like. But now, let's head back over to Falger and Redley. Once all's said and done, you're sort of left on the docks. It's very late. They sort of say, well, we imagine Jarlaxle will be back soon. We're not under any instructions to hold you or anything. If you guys want to head back, you can. If you want to wait for your friends, you can. I promise you she'll be safe.
Is that Siegfried talking?
Yeah.
There's one thing. I never get to see Rapture, and my friend will be very disappointed if I can't bring her news of her brother's welfare.
Alright, well, look, why don't we stop in that pub over there and have some nice spiced wine while we wait?
Okay. And how does that prove that her brother is okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's go and have a look. And he'll take you to Rapture's place. Rapture is his usual self.
Okay.
Sort of pluckily. Maybe hints that he's looking forward to Taziel doing something.
I think she's already busy with that.
Probably
Okay.
quietly exerts a dislike for Jarlaxle.
Okay. Okay, so you have great trust in her.
And before long, how late, Tazzy? How late do you stay out with Jarlaxle?
I want to make sure, well, I kind of want him to be sure that I'm totally along with this plan, and to some extent she is. She's still quite
He's gonna lose track of time. He gets lost in
on
your
a
company.
knife edge. I mean, I think she doesn't so much get lost in his company, but certainly gets lost in the idea of turning this around so it actually ends up long-term benefiting the city in a way that she can spin it. And I think that's something that she'd be quite passionate about. So I think she would, and again, it's rude to like obviously leave early. So I think she would stay out pretty late.
So once visiting hours are done and stuff, even Rapture says he needs to head to bed. It's way past midnight. You sort of head back to the docks, and Siegfried is making apologies. He's like, sorry, usually I know he has plans, and I would have thought they would have been back by now. Let's say it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
I imagine that after a while, standing out in this cold, dreary weather, even now she has cold resistance and doesn't mind it so much anymore. She will take him up on his offer and they sit there, drink, and Paja, who's not used to drinking, might be slightly tipsy and doing fiery tricks. Setting things on fire and then extinguishing them just to prove that she can.
So, Taziel will return, and you guys can head back to your warehouse, Falja, your place. As we come to the end of the session, what plans do you guys create together to save Rapture tomorrow?
So Forja would tell everyone where exactly Rapture had been been held, how many guards are there.
Do you question Tazi's lateness?
Things went well, I guess, right? You are alive, you look unhurt.
I think so.
Could you convince him?
I think I've convinced him that we want to help him rather than fight him, which I think, well, I saw him run one of his operations this evening, and I don't think he's someone we really want to fight right now.
Redleaf, sore, nursing brandy from a flask, is just gonna say, "Did y'all fuck or not?"
No, and anyway, that's none of your business.
Well, what gender is Redleaf right now?
It's she right now. Just
She
whatever.
got shot in something
look,
that's called a killing field. I don't recommend it. It was a very close call.
Yeah, Jarlaxle warned me that might happen.
it did.
Yeah.
It did. I died.
It totally did. Yeah.
I did make him promise that if he did kill you, he would have to spend the money to have you revived.
Oh, that's expensive. You should.
Yeah, I think he's pretty rich though. It was a good meal.
So are you allies now?
I mean, I am hoping I can slowly change his plans into ones that won't destroy Waterdeep. And he does seem interested in breaking all ties with Blue Tongue, which might involve an attempt on removing Blue Tongue, and that's what we wanted to focus on.
I saw Pluton.
What exactly did y'all do?
I saw Pluton.
Yes? Where?
He put this little cloth thingy over the door, and I fell through into the darkness, and then I could free myself again, and then pull it down, and then there was this room, and it was full of runes and of pieces from the Feywild, and I think he stepped through a portal, and it was on the sheep.
You mean like this, and she's gonna pull out the little.
Oh yeah, exactly like
Something.
this, and she holds the piece of cloth and shakes it around.
Yeah, I reckon no one goes through there again.
No, there's not
No.
that much light.
No.
There's no light and no air in there. I don't know.
I have a great amount of plans that I have for just going back through that because I like dying like that. I think that it's a pretty great idea.
Well, if you're fine with dying, I can keep reviving you.
No, good. I'm just gonna lie down for a sec. I'm just gonna
I will
lie
sit
down
next to Redleaf and pet her hair because
Don't.
it's very soft hair. I was really hoping I get to see Rapture tonight.
I saw him and he was his usual right self.
Okay.
Yes, he's okay.
Jarlaxle.
He has a great faith in you that you will save him.
Well, according to Jarlaxle's plans, Rapture won't be harmed tomorrow.
And you believe
And
him?
you trust him?
No, I don't trust him. Of course I don't trust him. And he
Good.
doesn't trust me. He'd be an idiot if he did. Because, I mean, who trusts anyone right now?
His people think he's in love with you.
I mean, his people sound a bit like sheep, if you ask me.
Siegfried was rather nice.
Yeah.
He did not look like a sheep to me. What is
Well,
a sheep?
I mean, you can't deny they've all come from a bit of a shithole. I can appreciate that, at least.
I don't know where they're coming from.
You've never been or heard about the Underdark much, then?
I am from the desert.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he understands it's not to his advantage to kill Rapture. I mean, I've offered him a lot of power, and if he kills Rapture, then I'm backing right out of any deals we've made, that's for sure. If he hurts Rapture, or anything. I feel like there's got to be a way to know tomorrow whether the person on that podium is the real Rapture or not. That's what he says.
Okay.
Speaking of holes,
I mean,
maybe we can use one of these.
Rapture is a very talented spellcaster, right? He can make things that seem to be there, but they are not. Like a little... When the sun hits the sand in a certain way and you think there is something and then it isn't there.
Illusions, mirages, yes.
Yes, and maybe he can just spell something and it will look really good.
I like to think so. Also,
But we should stand close by, and if you want, I could transform into the Phoenix and I could save him. I could swoop down.
We'd certainly need to coordinate what we did in that situation, but first, Redleaf.
Mm-hmm.
Can Gus turn into... I know you two can speak telepathically to each other. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Can he be tiny or invisible or undetectable?
He can go invisible. I don't know about undetectable, because it seems like Jarlaxle and his Goonies know how to spot that. I tried to use invisible and turned into a elven pincushion.
Is it possible to plant something on Rapture, just so we know whether it is actually him? On the executioner stage?
Maybe, but
I think
I don't know.
we need to know the situation. That's what's going to give us an advantage here. Honest to goodness.
Arrives through the door.
I will go and pick it up.
There is a large waxen seal on it in purples and golds and silvers.
Who knows that we are here? I mean, this is a secret warehouse.
I mean, Jarlaxle's been spying on us since we left our parlay. I imagine he's still got eyes on us.
He spied on us before. His, Siegfried told me.
Yes.
You open the letter?
Yes.
My dearest Tazzy, I had such a wonderful evening, and I find my mind wandering back to you as I head to bed tonight. I would be most honoured if you would join me tomorrow during the execution. Your brother will be kept most safe. In fact, you can expect a delivery in the morning.
I immediately shut the other two.
It just is signed. I look forward to our continued interactions. Signed, a businessman.
Don't worry about
Pasha takes the letter and says, he did not wait 3 days. That is a very good sign.
Thank you, Fauja. Thank you so much.
I think he really is smitten with you, just as Siegfried said.
I don't know what to think. It's been a very long evening.
Or he's just playing you really good, I mean.
It's a very tiring game. But if he's going to send something tomorrow morning, I mean, it better be something that confirms that Rapture's not going to be in that execution tomorrow.
I mean, we will see with the present he sends tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, I guess it all depends on that.
If he sends Rapture over and you have doubts if it is the real Rapture with all the magic going around, you need to come up with some really good questions that only the real Rapture can answer, right?
I can come up with something along those lines, I'm sure. Okay, well...
Redleaf, you're also exhausted still.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably all get some rest. I think we can be sure that, well, we're already being watched, so putting up our own watch seems a bit redundant.
Should I summon someone to help with the watching?
That could be a good idea. I think we all need the rest.
Okay.
Okay.
And we did just hit 20 retweets, but that is where I'm going to end this week's session. So I'll carry the Wild Magic Surge over to next time.
Also, Forja doesn't have to sleep anymore since the Wild Magic Surge.
You just turn gold, yeah. And your eyes turn to diamonds for a second.
Oh man, Taziel's just like, she's out. This is a bit too much stress.
So you
What's that
guys,
feel?
next week is the finale.
Finale.
Someone's gonna get executed.
100% diplomatic, guys.
The city looks to be in mild peril. Jarlaxle seems to be an outrageous flirt.
That's not news. None of this is news. Waterdeep is always in some form of peril.
How do we all feel at the end of the session?
Oh.
So many plans to make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't do any roles opposed to Jarlaxle, so I have literally no idea how that went. It was all roleplay based. But that kind of makes it more fun, right? I have genuinely no idea what the fallout from that will be. But that's where the
we
fun
will
is.
genuinely discuss this week what the plans are before we go to next week.
Discussions during week. Oh my, oh my.
And then next week is the last session. We'll all be together to see off Wizards and Wardrobes.
Oh. Will we get the demon?
Yeah, we didn't
we-
really
are
see
we
the
based-
demon that much this week, did we? I wonder what they were up to.
Do we bag the demon, guys?
Nothing good. That's much the surface.
Why don't we go around and outro ourselves? Let's start with Falja. Falja!
Yeah. My name is Tahina. You can find me on Twitter at Tahina_Andale and over at the Mage College, where my very good friend Archmage Derek, that was also in chat, and his lovely wife Kana and I create content for D&D 5th edition. There is going to be Golden Eyes Guide to Warlocks out this month, and there is the art book version of Character Folio Anya, so go over and check that out. Next time you can see me over at Fumbles on Fame this Sunday, where I play Runa Rika's daughter, the Grave Domain Cleric, and next Monday I will play in Curse of Strahd over at Goldheart Gaming. My favorite part today was the whole the whole dinner situation of, I mean, you can kill him, but if you revive him, then it's okay, I guess. I don't know. That was so weird and hilarious. So yeah, there's that.
I was a little shocked. And Tina, how do you feel heading towards the finale?
I mean, Farja does feel confident. The first drow she had real contact with was Siegfried, and he seems like a nice chap and doesn't sheep like. She doesn't know what a sheep is, but she doesn't think he is looking like one, and she feels confident that they might turn this weird ship tent around. Get the demon, get rid of it, save the desert, save the day. So yeah, I mean, why not? The guy who's in cohorts with the demon seems to be smitten with her friend Tassie, so she thinks that she's going to be able to, and Rapture was so convinced that Tassie will come up with something good, so Farja feels, after that wild magic search especially, pretty confident. So yeah, she thinks they are going to do this, and like a phoenix rising, so yeah.
Awesome. So, next around we go to Talinia or Rachel. Oh, hi, Rachel.
Oh, hi! So yeah, I am at Talinia on Twitter. I am also Rachel, that is also me. Man, today's session was like, it felt like it only started 5 minutes ago. I've been like on the edge of my seat the whole time, just like, oh, why did they leave this to me? I did love the sudden panic of the death trap room. I was pretty sure I was actually going to have to take Jarlaxle up on that revive spell for a minute. So it's just as well we had that conversation, really. You can also find me on Mondays at the Blood on the Thames channel. You can find us on Twitter. And we play Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition on Mondays at 7 PM UK time. And we just started our 2nd season, so it's a pretty good place to jump in. We didn't have an episode this week because of technical difficulties, because that always happens. And Yeah, I don't stream anywhere else yet, but Wisdom Wardrobe is one of the first like proper ongoing streamed games I've had, and I'm enjoying it so much, and I'm so sad it's coming to an end next week because it's been an absolute blast, and I'm just so happy to be here, guys. So yeah, thank you, love you all so much.
We love you too. It's so weird thinking that it's going to end so soon from a player's perspective.
I know. We're all gonna die.
No, we are
Oh,
not.
I'm gonna be
Maybe.
Last but most certainly not least, the wonderful Chorus. Oh, hi, Chorus.
Hey. That was a weird session. Just like messed with something I probably shouldn't have messed with, and there were consequences. And by consequences, I mean crossbow bolts. So many crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what happens next week. But on oh yes, plugging stuff. Right. So you can find me on Twitter and Twitch.com at Koros RPG. I am a budgeting D&D home brewer designer. Looking to put some stuff up soon. When I'm not playing on Wizards and Wardrobes, you can find me on Soul Bear RPG's Twitch channel on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm running a group through a game that I call the Shattered Eye, which is a 5e homebrew campaign, which is based on sword and sorcery, and it is a homebrew Roman game, which I love to bits. I have a great cast, and if you are interested in checking that out, there will soon be VODs up on YouTube. So check out my Twitter if you are interested in that. And plus, starting on the 13th of December, I'm going to be on Grim Jack's channel, where I'm going to be playing in a group through the Dungeon of the Mad Mage module, where I'm going to be playing Sir Goldblum Moonstar, Redemption Paladin, and Knight of Lady Silverhand, Open Lord of Waterdeep. And we're going to see how that goes. And plus, I'm also going to be this Friday on Wandering DM's channel for his Witcher RPG game, where I'm going to be guest starring as a character. So come check that out as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to the finale. I'm looking forward to the finale because I think it's going to be interesting to figure out how everything's been playing out this season. I think there's been some confusion. I'm interested to see how things develop with Jarlaxle and the party. How the different emotions plan out towards him. I'm not sure what Rachel's actually thinking of him right now, but I'm sure Jarlaxle doesn't know either. Yeah. I'm also looking forward to taking a break from these settings and this character. I'm looking forward to that because I want to take the time to create some fresh content for it. I think this is a good time to end this season around now, as I'm about to start consulting modules and start pulling in just random module things, and it'll get really weird. So we will see next week. We will see how we finale these characters for now. Perhaps to return in the future. However, this is the channel. This is the Scraticus Academy. Check out our social links. We've got Discord, Twitter, and YouTube, which means we've got community. We've got a place where you can catch up and a place where you can send me a DM and I'll get you into a game. If you send me a DM on Twitter, I may not respond straight away because I've just filled Christmas and I'll be then looking to film next season. But I have just filled Christmas, so I'm going to be organising all of that. And at the moment, I'm trying to wrangle all the things to start promoting next season and all the Christmas games and everything else. So keep an eye on the Twitter as well for new posters and things as I start promoting next season's games, which I'm very hype about. We also have a Patreon. Go ahead and support us on Patreon. This is a full-time stream. We are fully dependent on you guys to support us. So my goals down there, my Patreon, and the bits that you donate essentially make up how much we have to play with things, how much we can spend on art, how much we can really do. So please do head over to the Patreon and consider helping us out. Also, we have merch. If you want something to show for your money, you can go and buy a hoodie or a jumper or books or something. The code STOCKING25 will give you a 25% discount today. So use that as well and get 25% discount on all the wonderful things over there. What else do we have? We also have sponsors. We have Bird in the Storm Publishing, who sponsor us. They'll be creating some content for us next season, which is very exciting. And until the meantime, they have merch. They also did their Midnight Wield stream on us about 3 or 4 academies ago now. What else do we have? We also have Mage Hand Press sponsorship. Mage Hand Press created the 5e expansion in space called Dark Matter. You can see that on Thursdays at 1 PM, Argo 37. It's a whole ride, and it's the penultimate episode of that this week as well. It's a lot of fun. They even made a stat block for a NPC that's worse than a villager or commoner, and called it the red shirt. So if you wanted to play Star Trek, you even have red shirt stats and all that sort of thing. So yeah, welcome to the Portable Holes will be our raid cry today. I really like that. That's fitting. So give me a second whilst I just head over and see. That's not the thing I wanted. That's the thing I wanted. Let's see where we're going to feature today. Do you know what? Today I think I'll take us over to Fremily. Fremily are another UK set of streamers. They're full-time streamers as well. They do a lot of computer games together. They play games together. They've got a whole double rig set up with a streaming PC, and they do a whole bunch of wonderful stuff. They also run Twitch London, so they're really cool people to know. One of the bigger streamers that I follow, but one of the ones that I genuinely enjoy sitting in their chat and just watching them interact. It's a lot of fun. When we get over there, make sure to bring the hype. Remember, we are live Monday to Thursday, 1 PM, 6 PM, and 10 PM. This week is penultimate week. Next week is finale week. And next season we'll be doing even more as we do Monday to Friday. And Christmas, we've got around 40 games over 13 days. So fun. Keep on evoking emotions, everyone. We'll be back in a couple of hours with Scattered Ashes with Archmage Derek, who I've seen in the chat. So be ready for that, but we'll see you in a few hours. Keep on evoking emotions. Bye.
Bye.